The Justice Crew presents Trilogy by Colton Dennis. The Justice Crew presents The Flying Nuisance. Colton Dennis is an average person, but he is the town fool. He gets made fun of and pushed around until he finally realizes the only way to become somebody is to defeat an evil professor and her gang of misfits. In Colton's mind, usually, a story is about a superhero deals with an awkward kid, someone no one cares about. And that's what this story is about. Colton Dennis appears to be getting pushed into the locker. People laughing. That's me, not the one that's laughing. The one on the floor. I'm Colton Dennis. I keep to myself. Don't bother anyone. Stay out of everyone's business. And yet, I'm still picked on. If you're wondering about friends, I don't have any. My last friend's parents got a better job, so he moved. And also, no one helps me. That's why I say, I'm alone, said Colton, standing at the locker, then looking at Kelsey. Kelsey opens her locker, closes it, looks, smiles, and then walks away. Colton smiles, then gets pushed. Watch where you are going, said Megan McHugh, appearing. Sorry, said Colton. So, Colton, I see you were staring at Kelsey. Well, I know one thing. She will never like you. A piece of ass like that. With a total loser like you. That ain't happening. Hear me? Asked Michael Murtha, appearing. Yes, Michael, said Colton. Both Megan and Michael walk away. Colton walks in a different direction. Look at that pathetic piece of shit. Hey Nuisance. Colton stops. Kyle Rowland, Ryan James, and Shane Hernandez appear. Do you have any cash on you today? Asked Shane. No, said Colton. I think you're lying, said Kyle. Yeah, empty your pockets, said Ryan J. I do, said Colton, being interrupted. Quiet. Empty your pockets, said Shane. No, said Colton, starting to walk, then getting shoved. All three are kicking Colton. Colton groaning. Hey, said Ryan Stieber, appearing. All three run. Ryan S. approaches. Colton continues groaning. I'm fine, said Colton. Are you sure? Asked Ryan S. Yeah, I'll be fine. Colton's nose is bleeding. I'll just head home, said Colton. Do you need a ride? Asked Ryan S. No, I'm fine. Thanks, though, said Colton. No problem. Maybe you'll return the favor sometime, said Ryan S. Yeah, if I had enough courage, said Colton. Everyone has courage. You just show intelligence and duck when someone tries punching you, said Ryan S. Thanks for the advice, said Colton. Footsteps walking. Please don't, said Magdalene Rodriguez, being pushed into the tube. The tube shuts. Everything's in place, Professor, said number 1. Good. Power up the tube and start the process, said Gail Gronkowski, appearing. Buttons are being pushed. The lever gets pulled up. Electricity goes into the tube. Magdalene is screaming. Chemicals go into Magdalene. Magdalene's eyes turn black, then she passes out. Gail nods. Buttons are being pressed. The lever gets pulled down. The tube opens. Number 2 and number 3 catch Magdalene, then lay her on the floor. Number 2 doesn't feel a pulse. She's dead, said number 2. Shit. Well, we tried, said Gail, walking away. Magdalene opens her eyes, then growls. Number 2 and number 3 get thrown. Gail looks. Magdalene stands up, groans, and then becomes muscular. You did this, said Magdalene. running at Gale. Gale moves, then gets hit. Magdalene walks towards Gale, then lifts a desk over her head. A tornado hits Magdalene. Magdalene hits the wall, then sees Max Majewski, Joseph Kalido, and Kent Kopko. "Don't get up," said Joseph, putting his hand on his head. Magdalene collapses, then starts snoring. "That's a neat trick," said Gale. "Thank you. So, another one, huh? What are the three of us that are not good for?" "You?" asked Joseph. "I'm just getting sick of being the only woman," said Gale, walking away. "So, what do we do with her?" asked Max. "Put her into the cell. Then we'll have her come onto our side," said Gale. "Then what?" asked Kent. "Go out and find me more ones that people won't miss. My army of mutants will rise," said Gale. Colton is staring into the mirror. The water turns on. Colton wets a rag, then wipes blood. "Ow." Knocking on the door. "Hang on," said Colton. "Is everything all right in there?" asked Lisa Dennis, appearing. "Yeah, Mom. Everything's fine," said Colton. The bathroom door opens. "Oh, Colton, what happened to your nose?" asked Lisa. "I fell in the gym," said Colton. "Were those kids bothering you again?" asked Lisa. "No, Mom. Like I said, and quat. I fell and quat," said Colton, walking into his bedroom. The bedroom door shuts. Lisa walks downstairs. Colton reading. Rustling. In a tree. Colton looks, then slowly walks towards the window. Ryan S. appears. Colton gets startled. "Hey man, mind if I come in?" asked Ryan S. "Sure. How do you know where I lived?" asked Colton. "I followed you," said Ryan S. "You followed me? What are you? A stalker?" asked Colton. "No. Stalkers are perverts. I just wanted to see how you were, about this afternoon," said Ryan S. "I said, and quat. I was fine and quat," said Colton. I was just like you. Then I realized something. You won't get anything in life if you don't stand up for yourself," said Ryan S. "I'll note that. Why are you here?" asked Colton. "Well, first, I'm Ryan Stieber," said Ryan S. "Colton." "Dennis," said Colton. "I know. Now, I'm here to help you," said Ryan S. "I don't need help," said Colton. "I knew you'd say that. I want to be your friend. If you allow me," said Ryan S. "I don't do well with friends," said Colton. "No worries. It's almost like riding a bike," said Ryan S. "I never learned how to," said Colton. "Well, that's why I'm here," said Ryan S. "Colton," said Lisa. "It's my mom," said Colton. "Meet me at the old factory tomorrow," said Ryan S., climbing out of the window. The sun rises. Colton walking. A car pulls up, then stops. Colton stops. The window rolls down. Max appears. "Sorry, pal," said Max. "It's all right," said Colton. "Oh, do you know where Abraham Street is?" asked Max. "Yeah, go down a few blocks, then it's on your right," said Colton. "Thank you. I'm starting work at Gronkowski Inc. today," said Max. "The laboratory," said Colton. "Yeah, it?" asked Max. "I'm a big science person. I always wanted to be a scientist," said Colton. "Well, hop in. I think they won't mind," said Max. Colton looks around, then gets into the car. The car drives away. Binoculars are being lowered. "Max got that kid," said Joseph. "Good. Let's get to the lab," said Kent. Joseph puts his fingers on his head. Both Joseph and Kent disappear. The car drives, then pulls into the parking lot. The car doors open, then shut. A laboratory appears. Both Colton and Max are walking. "This is a neat place," said Colton. "Max, who's this guy?" asked Kent. "Oh, I'm Colton. Dennis. Sorry. I just wanted to check out the laboratory," said Colton. "All right, sorry about that. People try to steal from here," said Kent. "Follow me," said Max. Both Colton and Max are walking. People are walking around the laboratory. "You have an awful lot of people," said Colton. "It's a laboratory. What did you expect?" asked Max. "I don't know. People who are typing on keyboards." The office door opens. The chair turns. Gail appears. "Oh, Mr. Majewski. It's good to see you." "Who's this?" asked Gail. "Oh, he wanted to check out the lab. He gave me directions here," said Max. "That's kind of him. Hello, I'm Gail Gronkowski, the owner of Gronkowski Inc., said Gail. "I'm Colton Dennis. This is a nice place you got," said Colton. "Here, let me give you a tour," said Gail. "I'd love one," said Colton. Colton's cell phone is ringing. Colton pulls out his cell phone. The cell phone hangs up. "Is everything all right?" asked Gail. "Oh, I need to go. I promised a friend I'd meet him," said Colton. "Well, I have an idea. Come back tomorrow. We're closed, but we could give you that tour," said Gail. "Really?" said Colton. "Hey, I am the owner," said Gail. "All right, I'll see you tomorrow, Miss Gronkowski," said Colton. "Call me Gail." Colton walks away. "Close, but tomorrow we'll get him," said Gail. Footsteps walking. The door opens. Ryan S. swings a pole. Colton watching. Ryan S. stops, then bows. "Hello, Colton," said Ryan S. looking. "How do you know it was me?" asked Colton. "I could hear your footsteps a mile away," said Ryan S. "Wow, I didn't even know I walked that hard. Sorry, I'm late. I got caught up," said Colton. "It's cool," said Ryan S., setting the pole on the rack. "Have you heard of Gronkowski Inc.? asked Colton. "Yes, why do you ask?" asked Ryan S. "Well, I got invited there," said Colton. "Please tell me you didn't go," asked Ryan S. "Well, I was just there. That's why I was late. I think scientists are cool. I want to be one. But I guess it won't happen. I met the woman in charge, Gail Gronkowski," said Colton. "You met Gail," said Ryan S. "Yeah? You know her?" asked Colton. "Sort of, ran into her a few times," said Ryan S. "She's nice and beautiful," said Colton. "Colton, promise me something," said Ryan S. "Sure. Anything," said Colton. "Don't ever go to Gronkowski Inc. again," said Ryan S. "Why?" asked Colton. "That place is dangerous," said Ryan S. "All right, Ryan," said Colton. The laboratory appears. Colton is walking towards the laboratory, knocking on the door. The door opens. "Oh, Colton, please come in," said Gail. "Thank you," said Colton, walking into the building. "So, are you ready for the tour?" asked Gail. "Yeah, I couldn't sleep last night, just thinking about this," said Colton. "Well, that sounds like enthusiasm," said Gail. Both Colton and Gail are walking. "So, what kind of experiments do you do?" asked Colton. "Anyone who can help us. We're trying a new test to keep people alive longer," said Gail. "Well, don't you think that screws up with Death's plan?" asked Colton. "No, I think Death does. it out of spit. But that's how I see it, said Gale. Hey, what's behind that door? Asked Colton. Dangerous chemicals if you went in there. You'll die without safety gear on, said Gale. Thanks for the warning, said Colton. Both Colton and Gale continue walking. A door opens. Laboratory appears. This is where we do our experiments. For the youth tests, said Gale. How does it work? Asked Colton. Well, we put people into this tube, then start the process, said Gale. That's neat, said Colton. We're about to do a test. Want to watch? Asked Gale. Sure. Where's your guinea pig? Asked Colton. Oh, I guess he's not here. I can't rely on help these days, said Gale. I guess there won't be a test, said Colton. Only if you want to do it. Asked Gale. What? Asked Colton. Well, not actually do it. Just pretend, said Gale. I think that would be fun. I won't get hurt, will I? Asked Colton. Colton, I'm your friend. Nothing will go wrong, said Gale. Colton goes into a tube. You? No, this is comfortable, said Colton. Gale locks the tube, then nods. The machine turns on. Just relax, Colton. Everything's fine. Remember, this is just a pretend test. Joe, put him to sleep when he starts screaming, said Gale. No problem, said Joseph. Colton is standing inside the tube. The machine is rumbling. Are you sure this is a pretend test? Asked Colton. Of course, just relax, said Gale. Just pretend. It's all a game, you know. Needles appear. Pretend, said Colton. A needle goes into Colton's side. Colton screams. Joseph puts his hand on his head. Colton passes out. Banging noise in the distance. All look. The wall breaks down. An elephant appears, then breaks the tube. The tube opens. Colton opens and closes his eyes. Faint yelling. Colton opens his eyes, sits up, and then looks around. You're all right, said Ryan S., appearing in the doorway. Colton groans. I had the weirdest nightmare, said Colton. Really? What happened? Asked Ryan S. I was at Gronkowski, Inc. And Gale put me in a tube, she said. And quat. It was only a pretend test. And quat. But it felt real, said Colton. That does sound like a nightmare, said Ryan. Yeah, but that's not the crazy part. An elephant destroyed the tube I was inside, said Colton. An elephant. That's crazy, said Ryan S. But when I was in the tube, I got stuck with a needle. That felt real, said Colton. Well, there's only one way to know, said Ryan S. How? Asked Colton. Your shirt would know. It was your right side, said Ryan S. Colton lifts his shirt, then sees the wound. No, this can't be, said Colton. Oh, it's happening, Colton. Gronkowski Inc. is a place where they take regular people and then transform them into mutants, said Ryan S. Mutants, said Colton. People with powers. Fire. Intelligence, storms, and transformations, said Ryan S. Transformations, said Colton. Shapeshifters, said Ryan S. Turning into other people, asked Colton. Some could, others could. Transform into animals, said Ryan S. Are you pulling my leg? Asked Colton. Does it look like I'm pulling your leg? Asked Ryan S., transforming into an elephant. Colton steps backwards. The elephant transforms back into Ryan S. This can't be real. I'm still dreaming. None of this is real. I'm in my bedroom sleeping, said Colton, opening his eyes. A Triceratops appears, then snorts. The Triceratops transforms into Ryan S. That was fun, said Ryan S. This ain't real, said Colton. Oh, this is. And you are one of us now. We just need to figure out your power, said Ryan S. My power, said Colton. Yes, that needle that stuck into you had a chemical inside it, said Ryan S. No, I'm not a mutant. None of this is real. And I'm leaving, said Colton, walking away. Ryan S. grabs a knife. Hey Colton, said Ryan S., throwing the knife. Colton turns around, sees the knife, and then catches it. The knife appears in front of Colton's face. How'd I? Asked Colton, stammering. I told you, said Ryan S. The laboratory appears. Joseph, Kent, and Max are sitting. Well, this is perfect, said Kent. Yeah, all of our stuff got destroyed, said Max. And we had Colton, too. If that damn elephant didn't destroy the tube, what was an elephant doing here anyway? Asked Joseph. Gale approaches. Because that elephant was a shapeshifter, said Gale. A shapeshifter, said Kent. Yes, said Gale. Who was this shapeshifter? Asked Max. I only know one. Shapeshifter that can transform into animals, said Gale. Who? Asked Joseph. Ryan Stieber, said Gale. Who's Ryan Stieber? Asked Max. He was one of the first people who worked for me. I did the test. He came out as a shapeshifter. Got mad, then tried to stop me. I locked him up. He escaped. And now he has Colton, said Gale. So, he has Colton, said Kent. Colton got injected. He may develop powers, said Gale. What do we do? Asked Joseph. Banging sound in the distance. I know, said Gale. Both Colton and Ryan S. are sitting. So, if I'm a mutant or whatever, what's my power? Asked Colton. We'll find out in time. We do know you have good eyesight, said Ryan S. Colton looks. Then sees a jetpack. Is that a jetpack? Asked Colton. Yes, I got that a while ago. Want to try it? Asked Ryan S. No, I'm afraid of heights, said Colton. Well, do you know how to fight? Asked Ryan S. No one ever taught me, said Colton. I'll teach you. All right, bring your fist out, then take your left to block. Let's try it. Ryan S. swings his fist. Colton blocks, then goes to swing his fist. Ryan S. ducks, then punches Colton's side. Colton, are you all right? Asked Ryan S. Yeah, said Colton. All right, your block was good, but you swung your fist too late. That's how I was able to reverse it. Don't worry, in time, you'll be able to get stronger, said Ryan S. Well, I guess I'll head home. I don't need my parents getting worried, said Colton. Oh, don't worry about that. I have already talked to them. You could stay here, said Ryan S. Really? Thanks, said Colton, walking into the room. Ryan S. looks out the window. Hopefully nothing happens, said Ryan S. Kevin and Lisa. Dennis appear in the living room. Creaking sound. Both Kevin and Lisa look at each other. The wall breaks down. Magdalene appears, then growls, screaming from inside the house. Gale is standing outside. Joseph, Kent, and Max approach. Aren't you going to stop her? Asked Max. No. Colton's going to know I want him. And when he gets this message, he'll come back, said Gale. Magdalene walks out of the house, sees all four, and then runs towards them. Gale nods. Joseph puts his hand on his head. Magdalene falls, then slides in front of all four of them. Cutting it close, said Max. Grab her, said Gale, walking away. Birds are chirping. Colton walks, then sees Ryan S. Ryan S. swings a pole. Colton approaches. What is this? Asked Colton. It's a martial arts defense, said Ryan S. Neat. Well, I'm going to head home, said Colton. Ryan S. looks at Colton. I'll take you there, said Ryan S. No, I'm fine, said Colton. I think I should, said Ryan S. No, you're doing your defense thing, said Colton, walking away. Colton, just be careful. All right, said Ryan S. Sure thing. Thanks a lot for what you did for me, said Colton. Just being a good friend, said Ryan S. See ya, said Colton, walking away. Ryan S. turns around, walks, and then continues swinging the pole. Colton walking. Kyle, Ryan J., and Shane appear. Look at this, said Kyle. Hey, douchebag, said Shane. I'm not in the mood, you three, said Colton. Oh, you're not in the mood? Why not? Asked Shane. I had a rough night, said Colton. Why? Didn't you get any sex last night? Asked Ryan J. His boyfriend probably did it wrong, said Kyle. I'm not gay, said Colton. Did your boyfriend cheat on you? That's why you're mad, said Shane. I told you, and quat. I'm not, and quat. Lights flashing in the distance. Oh no. Colton runs. All three look, then follow. Colton stops. Ambulances and police cars appear in front of the house. No, said Colton, running towards the house. Whoa, you can't go in there, said officer number 1. This is my house, said Colton, running inside, then seeing both Kevin's and Lisa's bodies on stretchers. Officers are holding Colton's back. Colton crying. Ambulances are driving away. I'm sorry for your loss, said officer number 2. Officers are walking away. Police cars are driving away. Footsteps approaching. Colton, is everything all right? Asked Shane. Colton walks into the house. The front door shuts. Come on, said Kyle. All three are walking away. Knocking on the door. The door opens. Hello, Colton, said Ryan S. Can I stay here? Asked Colton. Of course. What? Did you have a fight with your parents? Asked Ryan S. They're dead, said Colton. Ryan S. stops. What? Said Ryan S. My parents are dead. Someone or something killed them, said Colton. I'm so sorry, Colton. I really am, said Ryan S. I know, said Colton. Do you want me to do something? Asked Ryan S. Yeah, teach me that martial arts defense. Then, after I'm done, I'm going to kill the murderers, said Colton. Do you think there's more than one? Asked Ryan S. I don't think. I know. And they're going to die by my hands, said Colton, looking out the window and then seeing the laboratory. Colton, I'll help you. But when the time comes, you should do the right thing, said Ryan S. You're telling me not to kill them? Asked Colton. I'm telling you this. If you kill for revenge, you may get used to it. But if you don't kill, you keep yourself and do not become the monster you wanted. I'm telling you this because I've been there, said Ryan S. You're going to help me? Asked Colton. I said, and quat. I would, and quat. Oh, and make a costume. You don't need anyone knowing your identity, said Ryan S. Colton smiles. Both Colton and Ryan S. swing poles. Fabric is being cut. Colton swings the pole. Ryan S. fixes Colton's arm. The sewing machine is running. Both Colton and Ryan S. swing poles, then block Colton is looking at a jetpack. I may not like heights, but could I try that? Asked Colton. Sure, said Ryan S. Colton puts on the jetpack. Why are we doing this inside? Asked Colton. This is a test run. I don't need you to die. Oh, by the way, it may have a few kinks, said Ryan S., turning the jetpack on. Colton flies around the room. Ryan, said Colton. Turn it. Turn, turn, turn. Colton crashes into barrels. Oh, I told you to turn, said Ryan S. Maybe I'll wait on this, said Colton, falling. Good thinking, said Ryan S. Colton steps out wearing a costume. Do you think anyone will recognize me? Asked Colton. I don't think so. Now, your name, said Ryan S. My name is Colton, said Colton. No, we can't have people know it's you, said Ryan S. Well, what's your name? Asked Colton. AK, said Ryan S. AK, said Colton. Yeah, it's short for Animal Kingdom. Since I can transform into any animal, said Ryan S. How do I get a name? Asked Colton. Depends. I got mine from Gale, said Ryan S. Gale, said Colton. I used to work for her. I was her first guinea pig. Until I escaped, said Ryan S. Colton sits down. Ryan S. hands Colton a book. What's this? Asked Colton. All of the mutants or superheroes out there, said Ryan S. Colton flips through the pages, then stops. This guy's costume is awesome, said Colton. Ryan S. looks. And Quat, the Nuisance and Quat, said Ryan S. We have the exact same costume, said Colton. Yeah, take the name, said Ryan S. What about him? It's his name, said Colton. It was, not anymore, said Ryan S. Is he dead? Asked Colton. He disappeared. No one knows what happened to him, said Ryan S. and Quat, the Nuisance and Quat. I like it, said Colton. So, Nuisance, where to? Asked Ryan S. The laboratory appears. Joseph, Kent, and Max continue sitting. Gale pacing. What's taking so long? Asked Gale. Maybe he doesn't know we did it, said Max. Don't be stupid. We tried to turn him, and now this. He can't be that stupid, said Gale. Banging noise in the distance. Let me out, said Magdalene. Shut up. We'll let you out when I say, said Gale. Joseph puts his fingers on his head. We've got company, said Joseph. Kent forms fireballs. The door opens. Colton approaches. Well, Colton, long time no see. Nice costume, said Gale. Thank you. Gale, said Colton. Sorry about your parents. Such a shame, said Gale. Yeah, and I know you did it, said Colton, throwing a knife. A couch rises in front of Gale. The knife goes into the couch. The couch gets lowered. Colton jumps over the couch, then swings his pole. Gale moves. Kent throws fireballs. Colton hits fireballs with his pole. The fireballs hit Kent. Max forms a small tornado. Colton's eyes widen. A pterodactyl flies, then moves Colton. Animal Kingdom, kill him, said Gale. Max inhales, then exhales. The wind blows, then knocks into pterodactyl. Both Colton and pterodactyl fall. Kent forms fireballs. Ryan, said Colton. Both Colton and Ryan S. look. Gale smiles. Kill them, said Gale. Kent throws fireballs. Ryan S. moves Colton. I'll deal with fireball and cyclone. Go after Gale, said Ryan S. Max inhales, then exhales. Ryan S. transforms into a cheetah. then runs. The wall breaks. The cheetah jumps, then transforms into an elephant. Both Kent and Max move. The elephant hits Kent. Kent lands on Max. Joseph runs toward Gale. "We need to leave," said Joseph. "The helicopter's on the roof," said Gale. Both Gale and Joseph turn around. Colton appears. "You're not going anywhere," said Colton. Gale bumps Joseph. Joseph puts his hands on his head. The cell door opens. Magdalene walks out. "I'm not the one to be worried about," Colton said. Gale. Colton turns around. Magdalene growls, then hits Colton. Colton goes into the wall, then groans. Magdalene walks toward Colton, then reaches for him. Colton moves, then spins the pole. Magdalene growls, then runs at Colton. Colton runs. Magdalene swings her arm. Colton moves. Magdalene hits a table. The table breaks against the wall. The elephant charges Kent. Kent goes through a wall. The elephant sees both Gale and Joseph. A tornado hits the elephant. The elephant falls. "Let's go," said Joseph. Both Gale and Joseph run. Max looks, then goes to follow. A wolf jumps at Max, then bites his throat. Max gasps. Kent groans. "Cyclone," said Kent, flying towards the wolf and then hitting it. Colton gets thrown into the wall, then groans. A shadow appears over Colton. Colton looks up. Magdalene is holding a couch. Colton looks, then runs for his pole. Magdalene throws the couch. Colton is running, slides underneath the couch, then grabs his pole. Magdalene goes to grab Colton. Colton stabs Magdalene's hand. Magdalene growls. Colton runs. Magdalene pulls the knife out of her hand, then follows Colton. Colton sees an outlet, then smiles. Magdalene reaches for Colton. Colton stops, then throws the pole. Magdalene catches the pole, then looks at Colton. "Come on," said Colton. Magdalene swings the pole at Colton. Colton moves. The pole goes into the outlet. Magdalene gets electrocuted, then falls. Colton grabs the pole, then walks away. Ryan S. goes through the doors onto the deck. "You're pathetic. No wonder Gale put you in a cell." Kent picks up Ryan S., then puts him over the banister. Cliff appears. "She should have killed you when she had the chance," said Kent, trying to push Ryan S. over the banister. Ryan S. is struggling. Kent smiles, then gasps. A knife appears in Kent's back. Kent turns around. Colton smiling. "You're fired," said Colton, swinging his pole. Kent goes over the banister, then down the cliff. Ryan S. is coughing. "Thanks," said Ryan S. "No problem," said Colton. "Where's Gale?" asked Ryan S. A helicopter flies overhead. Both Colton and Ryan S. are looking. "She got away," said Colton. "She'll be back, maybe with an army," said Ryan S. "And I'll be waiting," said Colton. Both Colton and Ryan S. are walking away. The end. The Justice Crew presents The Flying Nuisance 2, Evolution. Both Colton and Ryan team up again, but they are attacked by Gale and her new creations. And Colton will carve his name as a hero. In Colton's mind, a few months ago, I was just an average person. I was picked on in school. I got kicked, tripped, and pushed. And I let them do it. Then I met Ryan Stieber, and he helped me. He told me a place called Gronkowski Inc. was a terrible place. I didn't believe him. But he was right. Gale, who went by the name Professor Insanity, and her friends tried to turn me into a mutant. but I was saved by an elephant. Which I found out was Ryan. He was a shapeshifter. Ryan trained me because I ended up with hindsight. Then a tragedy happened. My parents were killed. So, I went to Ryan. He told me, if I killed for revenge, I might lose myself. So, the two of us went after Professor Insanity. We killed 3 of her people. But she got away with one of her friends. And she's still out there. But we'll find her, said Colton. Footsteps running, then. Stop. Do you think we lost them? Said robber number 1. I don't know. A figure flies overhead. Let's go, said robber number 2. Both robbers number 1 and number 2 are running. A wolf appears, then growls. Shit, said robber number 1. This way, said robber number 2, opening a door. Both robbers number 1 and number 2 are running. The wolf chases both robbers number 1 and number 2. What's a wolf doing in the city? Asked robber number 1. Want to stop and find out? Asked robber number 2. Hissing in the distance. Both robbers number 1 and number 2 stop. An anaconda appears. What now? Asked robber number 1. The fire exit, said robber number 2. The roof door opens. Both robbers number 1 and number 2 stop at the ledge. What's the plan now? Asked robber number 1. The fire escape, said robber number 2. Climbing up. The figure flies towards both robbers number 1 and number 2. What's that? Asked robber number 1. Both robbers number 1 and number 2 look, then get hit with a pole. Colton lands. The jetpack turns off. Wings fold. Into the jetpack. You know, I want to know why people rob. When they're going to end up in jail or die, said Colton. Robber number 2 points a gun. The gun fires. Colton sees the bullet, then swings the pole. The bullet gets hit, then goes into robber number 2's leg. Robber number 2 falls. Ow, my leg, said robber number 2. Colton looks at robber number 1. Robber number 1 drops his gun, then runs towards the door. A black bear appears. Robber number 1 falls, then screams like a woman. Wow, said Colton. Robber number 2 reaches for their gun. Colton swings his pole. Robber number 2's hand gets hit. Colton wages his finger. Fuck you, said robber number 2, reaching for the gun again. Colton swings the pole again. Robber number 2 gets knocked out. Colton ties up robbers number 1 and number 2. Who are you? Asked robber number 1. I'm Animal Kingdom, said Ryan S. I'm the flying nuisance. And we'll always be watching, said Colton, pushing a switch. Wings appear from the jetpack. Colton nods. Both Colton and Ryan S. jump off the roof. Both Colton and an eagle fly away. Binoculars are being lowered. Joseph Kalido appears. A rundown factory appears. Gail Gronkowski appears, then places a bottle down. Joseph appears on the other side of the table. I saw them, said Joseph. And? Asked Gail. Apparently, Colton can fly now. He calls himself the Flying Nuisance, said Joseph. Well, just because he flies around doesn't mean anything, said Gail. He almost had us a few months ago. They killed Rampage, Cyclone, and Fireball, said Joseph. Oh, I remember. Those 3 were foolish, said Gail. No, they weren't cowards. They did fight, unlike some, said Joseph. I told you, without me, none of this would be happening. I created you. I gave you this life, said Gail. So, what's our new plan? Asked Joseph. Hissing in the distance. Gail walks towards cages. I have a wonderful plan, Soon, my babies will rise, said Gail. You're going to send animals? Even though Ryan's all of them, said Joseph. Not animals, hybrids of animals and people, said Gail. Ryan S. is eating. Colton walks into the room, then puts down his clothes. I don't get how it's harder to get this shit off, said Colton. Yeah, said Ryan S. Hey, why don't you have to hide your identity? Asked Colton. Yeah, a mask on a dog, said Ryan S. Why not? Wonder Dog. Did, said Colton. Yeah, like, I want to be Wonder Dog, said Ryan S. Clock dings. Oh, it's 7 o'clock. How about a movie? Asked Colton. I can't. I have plans, said Ryan S. What? Like a hot date? Asked Colton. Yeah, said Ryan S. What does she look like? Asked Colton. A nice, beautiful woman who's intelligent. Brown hair and glasses, said Ryan S. So, you have a date with Velma Dinkley, said Colton. Both Colton and Ryan S. laugh. Ryan S. washes off the plate. Her name's, I can't remember, said Ryan S. Well, that's not going to be awkward, said Colton. Maybe I'll just call her Velma, said Ryan S. And the awkward moments just keep coming, said Colton. Knock on the door. Ryan S. walks to the front door, then opens it. Marianne Rutkowski appears. Hey Ryan, said Marianne. Hey, said Ryan S. Say Velma, whispered Colton. Ryan S. looks at Colton. This is my roommate, Colton Dennis, said Marianne. Hello Colton, said Marianne. You know each other? Asked Ryan S. Yeah, we grew up next to her old relatives, said Colton. So, should we head off to dinner? Asked Marianne. Yeah, said Ryan S. Didn't you just eat, Ryan? Asked Colton. I have a big appetite, said Ryan S. You know what they say about guys with big appetites, said Colton. Ryan S. looks at Colton. What do they say? Asked Marianne. We should go, said Ryan S. See you, Colton, said Marianne. Colton looks at Ryan S. Nice going. I'll deal with you when I get back, said Ryan S. Yeah, we'll see, said Colton. What's her name? Asked Ryan S. It's Mari. Or is it Anne? Asked Colton. Dude, said Ryan S. I'm telling you. Go with Velma, said Colton. Ryan S. walks away. Colton smiles, then watches the car drive away. A shadow goes past the window. Colton grabs his pole, then opens the back door. Footsteps walking onto the porch. Colton looks around, turns, and then swings the pole. Shane Hernandez appears, then ducks. Geez, are you trying to take my head off? Asked Shane. Colton helps Shane stand up. Why are you here, Shane? Asked Colton. I wanted to see if you were all right. Since, you know, said Shane. I'm fine. Thanks for asking, said Colton. What are you up to tonight? Asked Shane. Going to a movie, said Colton. Could I come? Asked Shane. Colton looks at Shane. Why? Are you here? We rarely hang out. Hell, you, James, Roland, Mertha, and McHugh always made fun of me. Even the girl I does it too, said Colton. I know, we're jerks. But I'm willing to put that behind us, said Shane. I don't need your sympathy. But I'm not heartless either. At least you have the balls to admit it, said Colton. Well, I'll get out of your way, said Shane, walking away. Hey Shane, let's go to the movies, said Colton. Really? Asked Shane. Yeah, I'm willing to move past it too, said Colton, holding out his hand. Shane shakes Colton's hand. Both Colton and Shane are walking outside. A motorcycle rumbles, then drives away. Joseph watches, then walks around the house. Knock on the door. Joseph walks, then opens the front door. Sal Urovej appears. May I help you? Asked Joseph. Oh, I'm looking for Colton. To give him back these books, said Sal. Yes, I'll make sure he gets them, said Joseph. Cool dude, said Sal, walking away. Excuse me, Sal, but do you work anywhere? Asked Joseph. No, but my dad says I need to, said Sal. Good, come to this address tomorrow. We'll give you work, said Joseph, handing a card. Thanks. What's Gronkowski Inc? Asked Sal. A new testing facility, said Joseph. Do you do experiments? Asked Sal. Don't worry. Tomorrow, you'll find out, said Joseph. A movie theater appears. Both Colton and Shane are walking out. That was a good movie, said Shane. Yeah, said Colton. Oh, did you hear about that guy? The flying nuisance. He took out Gronkowski Inc. and said it was a bad place, said Shane. Nope. Never heard of him, said Colton. You got to get out more, man, said Shane. I heard Gronkowski Inc. is gone, said Colton. Actually, it's reopening soon. They're trying to find help. I'm thinking about applying, said Shane. Shane, don't go to that place, said Colton. Why not? Asked Shane. And what? It's a bad place, and what? Like you said. Shane looks at Colton. What? Asked Colton. Are you hiding something? Asked Shane. No, said Colton. Hey guys, look. Shane found the weasel. What's up? Fag? Asked Michael Murtha, appearing. Don't start, Murtha, said Colton. Why not? You're not going to do anything, said Michael. I'm out of here, said Colton, walking away. That's right. Walk away, you pussy, said Michael. Colton stops, makes a fist, then closes his eyes. Look. He's just standing there, said Megan McHugh, appearing. Colton hears laughter, opens his eyes, turns around, and then throws a knife. The knife lands next to Michael's head. Colton approaches, then grabs the knife. Good night to you all, said Colton, walking towards the motorcycle. Pricks, said Shane, following Colton. Shane, said Kyle. The motorcycle drives away. A restaurant appears. You look lovely tonight, said Ryan S. Thanks, Ryan, said Marianne. So, any good news lately? Asked Ryan S. I have a job interview tomorrow. The pay is great, and I'd be working with scientists, said Marianne. That's cool. I hope you get it. I wouldn't work with scientists, whispered Ryan S. What? Asked Marianne. Oh, I said, and what? I wouldn't work with scientists and what? Said Ryan S. Why? Asked Marianne. I had an encounter with one. She tried to kill me, said Ryan S. That's horrible, said Marianne. No worries. They're gone, said Ryan S. Oh, the interviews with Gronkowski Inc., said Marianne. Gail is molding a spider. Joseph appears next to Gail. I found a new person to experiment with. He'll be here tomorrow. His name's Sal Urovej, said Joseph. I have a few people coming too. They think they're interviewing. But we'll choose the interesting ones, said Gail. How are we going to do experiments without the tube? Asked Joseph. My dear projection, you've got a lot to learn, said Gail, walking towards a container. The lid opens. A spider gets picked up. Learn what? Asked Joseph. You'll soon see. A needle goes into the spider. Blood being taken out. The spider gets placed back into the container. The lid shuts. Gale walks, then picks up the spider model. The needle goes into the spider model. Joseph puts his finger into his head. Don't try to read my mind. You won't be able to. Gale grabs a tube of liquid. The liquid goes into the needle. The needle goes back into the spider model. It's complete. Tomorrow we choose our candidates, said Gale. Colton is sitting on the couch. The front door opens and then shuts. Hey Colton, what are you still doing up? Asked Ryan. Couldn't sleep. How was your date with Marianne? Asked Colton. That was her name, said Ryan. Well enough said Colton, standing up. Both Colton and Ryan are walking towards the kitchen. So, how was your night? Asked Ryan. All right. Hung out with Shane, said Colton. Shane Hernandez. And the night went all right? Wow. I wonder if we got caught in the Twilight Zone, said Ryan, grabbing soda and then handing one to Colton. The weird part is that he actually told those jerks off, said Colton. He told you that, said Ryan. No, we ran into them at the movie theater. He told them to fuck off. Ryan looks at Colton. All right, not those words. Oh, by the way, he's a big fan of the flying nuisance, said Colton. Just watch your back. Because Shane can change his mind, said Ryan. The sun rises. A car pulls up. The driver door opens and then shuts. Marianne looks at the run-down factory. This is the place, said Marianne, walking towards the front door. The front door opens. Hello, said Joseph. Hello, said Marianne, being interrupted. Marianne Rutkowski, follow me. Gale can't wait to meet you, said Joseph. Both Joseph and Marianne are walking. How do you know my name? Asked Marianne. Well, Gale told me she had meetings with 5 men and 1 woman. And clearly, since you are a woman, I was pretty sure you were Marianne, said Joseph. Oh, where's all the scientists at? Asked Marianne. Well, we're starting to get new ones. I'll be interviewing them too. A door opens. Gale, your first appointment is here, said Joseph. Thank you, Joseph. That'll be all for now. But if another one comes in, please help me do the interviews, said Gale. Yes, ma'am, said Joseph, walking out of the room. Please sit. Marianne. Marianne sits down. You know, I'm grateful for you to be here. So, let's begin the interview, said Gale. Joseph walks outside. Sal appears. Sal, nice to see you, said Joseph. Thanks for allowing me to be recommended, said Sal. Please, follow me. Gale's busy with another interview. So, I'll be interviewing you, said Joseph. Both Joseph and Sal are walking. Nice place, said Sal. Thank you. We fixed it up a bit. This way. Please, said Joseph. Both Joseph and Sal walk into a room. Sal walks around the room. This is your lab? Asked Sal. Gale's actually, said Joseph, closing and then locking the door. Sal sees cages. Whoa! You got a crocodile and a vulture, said Sal. Yes. We have others too. Spiders, scorpions, dragonflies, and sharks, said Joseph. Sharks, said Sal. Yeah, the great white shark, said Joseph. The most vicious creatures ever, said Sal. Would you like to be one? Asked Joseph, putting his finger on his head. Sal faints. Joseph drags Sal towards the cell. The cell door shuts. Well, Marianne, I just have to say, you're qualified to be here. Just a curiosity. What kind of animal do you like? Spider, vulture, crocodile, dragonfly, scorpion, said Gale, being interrupted. I like scorpions, because my horoscope is an quat, Scorpio and quat, said Marianne. Good to know, said Gale. Marianne falls out of the chair. Joseph walks inside the room. What did she choose? Asked Joseph. Scorpion, said Gale. One chose the great white, said Joseph. 2 down, 4 to go, said Gale. Car stops. Christopher Holt and David Warho appear. Wow, this place is dangerous, said Christopher. No kidding. We better get the job, especially for this place. Make it come to life again, said David. Hello. Both Christopher and David look. Joseph appears next to them. I hope I didn't startle you both, said Joseph. Nope, not at all. We're here to see Gale Gronkowski, said Christopher. Please follow me, said Joseph. All three walk, then go into the building. Hello, I'm Gale Gronkowski, said Gale. Christopher Holt, said Christopher. David Warho. All right, Joseph. Will you help with the interview? Asked Gale. Of course, said Joseph. All right. Chris, I'll interview you. David, you'll be with Joseph, said Gale. Follow me, David, said Joseph. Good luck, Christopher, said Joseph, walking away. The door shuts. Please, Chris, sit, said Gale. Footsteps walking. So, do you experiment on animals? Asked David. Sometimes, we only do it for diseases, said Joseph. You guys sound like the CDC, said David. Please, the CDC wishes they were us. What kind of animals do you like? Asked Joseph. All really, said David. If you had to choose between a crocodile, a dragonfly, a spider, or a vulture, asked Joseph. It's a toss-up between a spider and a vulture, said David. Then I'll choose, said Joseph, putting his fingers to his forehead. Now, Chris, this is a testing facility. We do experiments on animals. Knock on the door. Come in, said Gale. The door opens. Sorry, Gale, but the vulture is gone, said Joseph. All right, said Gale. Do you need a hand? Asked Christopher. No, the vulture will come back. But Chris, if you had to choose between a crocodile, a dragonfly, or a spider, which would you choose? Asked Gale. Probably a dragonfly. But what does? Asked Christopher, passing out. 2 more, and our army will be ready, said Gale, knocking on the door. Hello, said Jack Lewandowski, appearing. Both Gale and Joseph are walking. Hi, I'm Gale Gronkowski. This is Joseph Calido. Please, let's get on with this, said Gale. Well, I'm a hard worker, said Jack. Excuse me, Jack, what kind of animal do you like? A spider or a crocodile? Asked Joseph. I don't know, said Jack. I know what I like, said Jancito Johnson, appearing. What? Asked Gale. A crocodile, said Jancito. The house appears. Colton walks downstairs, then sees Ryan S. on the phone. Who's on the line? Asked Colton. No one. I'm trying to call Marianne, said Ryan S. I thought it went horrible, said Colton. Horrible turns me on, said Ryan S. You're a wacko, said Colton. Says the man who can't get out of his costume in a half hour. Colton smiles. Damn, I can't get a hold of her, said Ryan S. Maybe she's busy, said Colton. Maybe she was kidnapped, said Ryan S. Or maybe she's at work, said Colton. No, she had an interview today, said Ryan S., and yet you're calling her at 2 o'clock. Who'd she have an interview with? Asked Colton. I don't remember, said Ryan S. You're trying to ask her out on another date, and you can't remember what she said last night, said Colton. I was trying to figure out her name. I think she said, and quot. It dealt with scientists, and quot. Something Inc., said Ryan S. Gronkowski Inc., said Colton. Maybe she has another boyfriend, said Ryan S. Oh God. Colton runs upstairs. Ryan S. follows. We need to find her, said Colton. Who? Marianne? Asked Ryan S. Yes. Because if she goes to that interview, something bad might happen, said Colton, grabbing his mask. Knock on the door. Both Colton and Ryan S. look at each other. The front door opens. Shane walks inside. Hey Colton, what's up? Said Shane. It's not a good time, Shane, said Colton. Oh, is something wrong? Asked Shane. Yes. Hey, didn't you have an interview with Gronkowski Inc.? Asked Colton. Yeah, but they called me and told me not to come. Because they needed 5 men and 1 woman to fill the spots, said Shane. Wait, they already chose the 5. Marianne could be all right, said Ryan S., or she could be the woman they chose, said Colton. What the hell are you two talking about? Asked Shane. All 6 appear to be chained. Joseph places necklaces around their necks. Why are you doing this? Asked Marianne. Silence. The necklaces you wear are the creatures you'll become. Hybrid soldiers, you work for me now. And this might hurt for a second, said Gale, pushing models into their chests. The models' eyes glow. All 6 are groaning. Jack transforms into a spider. Christopher transforms into a dragonfly. Sal transforms into a great white shark. David transforms into a vulture. Jancito transforms into a crocodile. Marianne transforms into a scorpion. Holy shit, said Joseph. Arachno, dragonfly, great white, vulture, croc, and Scorpio. Go find the flying nuisance and animal kingdom and kill them. Destroy the city if you have to. Just find those 2. And quat, now, and quat. All 6 run out of the factory. The world will be mine, said Gale. I can't believe this. You're the flying nuisance, said Shane. Yeah, we need you to get to safety. We don't know what Professor Insanity is up to, said Colton. Professor Insanity, said Shane. That's Gale Gronkowski's name, said Ryan S., smashing sounds in the distance. Car alarms are going off. All 3 look out the window. It looks like Gale's plan has begun, said Colton, walking. Guys, those things are coming towards us, said Shane. We know, said both Colton and Ryan S., so what do we do? Asked Shane. I told you to hide, said Colton. Yeah, we got this, said Ryan S. Both Colton and Ryan S. walk outside. Colton flies toward creatures. Ryan S. transforms into a cheetah, then follows. Shane walks outside. Dragonfly lands. I must kill the flying nuisance, said Christopher. Shane runs back inside. Dragonfly goes towards Shane. Shane runs into the room, then shuts the door. Dragonfly goes into the door. Colton flies towards Croc, then swings the pole. Croc groans, shakes its head, then hisses. Come on, Croczilla, said Colton, swinging the pole again. Croc grabs the pole, then throws Colton. Colton lands on the road, groans, and then quickly moves. Scorpio's tail hits the road. Colton sees Marianne as a scorpion. Must kill the flying nuisance, said Marianne, swinging her tail again. Colton flies backward. Croc hits Colton. Colton tumbles. That hurt, said Colton. Not as much as what I'll do to you, said Jancito. Jancito Johnson, said Colton. Call me Croc, said Jancito, swinging arms. Colton moves backwards, then gets hit with Croc's tail. Scorpio swings her tail. Colton moves. Croc throws the pole. Colton flies up, then goes around Croc. Croc hisses. Colton flies towards Marianne. Marianne swings her tail. Colton moves. Scorpio's tail goes into the road. Colton flies underneath Marianne, then grabs his pole. The cheetah runs, then stops, screeching in the distance. Vulture flies towards the cheetah. The cheetah runs. Vulture follows. The cheetah continues running, then stops. House's end. Vulture flies towards the cheetah. The cheetah jumps off the roof. Vulture stops. A pterodactyl shrieks. Vulture flies away. The pterodactyl follows Vulture. Both pterodactyl and Vulture flying towards the road. The pterodactyl gets closer to Vulture, then gets tackled. Ryan S. groans, then looks. Sal appears. Sal, what the hell are you doing? Asked Ryan S. I'm not. Sal, call me Great White, said Sal's head, transforming into a shark. Ryan S. transforms into a bee, then flies away. Great White chases the bee. The bee flies above Great White, then transforms into a rhinoceros. Great White moves. The rhinoceros charges at Great White. Great White moves. The rhinoceros goes through a wall. Great White is laughing, hissing in the distance. A snake appears, then wraps around Great White. Vulture flies towards both Great White and the snake. The snake slithers away. Both Great White and Vulture are chasing the snake. Shane opens a window. Banging on the door. The door is slowly melting. Shane goes out the window, then runs down an alley. Screeching in the distance. Shane stops, looks down the alley, then slowly looks up. Arachno appears, then jumps at Shane. Shane runs down the alley, then falls. Webbing appears around Shane's feet. Arachno gets closer. Shane pulls out a knife, then cuts the webbing. The webbing snaps. Shane stands up. Arachno jumps at Shane. Shane ducks. Arachno goes into a fenced cage, then hits gas tanks. Shane laughs. The window shatters. Dragonfly appears. Arachno slowly stands up. Dragonfly flies towards Shane. Arachno jumps at Shane. Shane moves. Dragonfly goes into Arachno. Both Arachno and Dragonfly go into the fenced cage. Shane laughs again. Both Arachno and Dragonfly screeching. Shane sees the cage door. Both Arachno and Dragonfly stand up. Shane shuts the cage door. Both Arachno and Dragonfly are banging on the cage door. Gas is seeping. Shane pulls out a lighter. Please, said Christopher. Sorry, said Shane, dropping the lighter. The fire goes toward the fenced cage. The fenced cage explodes. The snake is slithering. Vulture flies towards the snake, then bites it. The snake transforms into a porcupine. Vulture lets go of the porcupine. The porcupine lands in the water and then transforms into a catfish. Great White jumps into the water, then transforms into a full-size great white shark. The catfish swims away. Great White follows the catfish, then swims back. A megalodon appears. Colton lands on the ground and then groans. Come on. I thought you were better than this, said Jacinto. I am, said Colton. Croc swings his tail. Colton moves. Scorpio swings her tail. Colton moves again, then pulls out a device. Both Croc and Scorpio swing their tails again. Colton moves. Their tails hit the device, then get frozen. Croc hisses. Scorpio screeches. You better pray we don't get out, said Jacinto. I'll be waiting, said Colton, seeing the models, pulling out a knife and jamming it into the model. Scorpio screeches. Then transforms back into Marianne. The scorpion model is crawling. Colton sees the scorpion model and smashes it with his pole. Croc hisses. What are you doing? Asked Jacinto. Stay still, said Colton, jamming the knife into the crocodile model. Croc hisses, then transforms into Jacinto. The crocodile model snaps at Colton. Colton throws the crocodile model down, then stomps on it. Footsteps approaching. Colton, said Shane. What are you doing here? Asked Colton. I killed 2 of those monsters, said Shane. What? They were real people, said Colton. Buzzing sound in the distance. Both Arachno and Dragonfly appear. Colton throws knives. Knives go into both the Dragonfly and the Spider models. Both Arachno and Dragonfly screeching. Colton throws a device. Both Arachno and Dragonfly transform into ice. Colton pulls out both the Dragonfly and the Spider models. Both Arachno and Dragonfly transform into Christopher and Jack. Both Christopher and Jack are groaning. What happened? Asked Christopher. Where's Ryan? Asked Shane. Right here. I got these 2, said Ryan. Colton pulls out the great white shark and the vulture models, then breaks them. Both Great White and Vulture transform into both David and Sal. It's over, said Shane. It's never over, said Gale. Sleep, said Joseph. All 7 fall. You're going to die, said Colton. Projection, said Gale. A portal appears underneath Colton. Colton goes through the portal. Colton, said Ryan S. See you, Animal Kingdom, said Gale. Both Gale and Joseph disappear. Colton appears in the factory. Then goes still. What do you want from me? Asked Colton. To finish what I started, said Gale. Looking. A tub of melted steel appears. You're fucking crazy, said Colton. Don't worry, you already have the chemicals inside your body, said Gale. All 3 go onto a catwalk. Colton is floating over the tub of steel. I swear, if I survive, I will kill you, said Colton. We'll see, said Gale, laughing. A lion jumps at Joseph. Joseph lets go of Colton. Colton grabs the catwalk. Joseph is crawling. The lion roars, then jumps at Joseph again. Colton is losing his grip. Gale steps onto Colton's fingers. You stupid bitch, said Colton. Goodbye, Colton, said Gale. The lion roars. Gale looks. Joseph sees the support beam, then raises his hand. The support beam breaks, then falls onto the catwalk. The catwalk breaks. Joseph's hand falls. The lion transforms into a bird. The bird flies towards the floor. Both Colton and Gale are hanging onto the catwalk. The tub of steel appears underneath Colton. A tank appears underneath Gale. Gale kicks Colton. You fucking whore, said Colton. Slipping. Colton, said Ryan S., throwing his pole. Colton catches the pole, then swings it. The banister vibrates. Gale loses her grip and falls into the tank. The Great White Shark eats Gale. The catwalk shifts. Colton slips, lets go of the catwalk, and then falls into the tub of steel. Colton's name echoes. Colton opens his eyes, then appears in a hospital bed. What happened? Asked Colton. You fell into a tub of melted steel, said Ryan S. Gale. And Joseph? Asked Colton. Dead, said Ryan S. What about the others? Asked Colton. They all think it was just a nightmare, said Ryan S. So, none of them are hurt? Asked Colton. Nope, they're all fine, said Ryan S. Hey, how do you feel? Asked Shane. Like I gained £1 million? But I don't look like it. Both Ryan S. and Shane are smiling. What? Asked Colton. What do you think about Rampage killing your parents? Asked Shane. Colton growls. Angry, said Colton's entire body transforms into steel. Look at your hands, said Shane. Colton looks at his hand. What the hell? Said Colton. Gale was right. The chemicals in your body would be able to transform you, said Ryan S. Knock on the door. Colton transforms back. Oh, please, don't mind me. Hello, I'm Dick Williams. I heard you were once the flying nuisance. Well, there's someone in New Orleans. A mutant, as you call yourselves, said Dick. And? Asked Ryan S. Well, he's destroying the city. I was wondering if you could stop him. Asked Dick. What's the guy's name? Asked Colton. He goes by the name Unquat, Megazoid, and Quat. His actual name is Joseph Badowski. I have to tell you, if you do this, New Orleans will owe you gratitude. But I must warn you, it'll be dangerous, said Dick. I'm in, said Ryan S. Me too, said Shane. Both Ryan S. and Shane look at Colton. What the hell? Said Colton. You can't be called the flying nuisance anymore. Not looking like that, said Ryan S. What should I call myself? Asked Colton. How about Unquat, Steel, and Quat? Asked Shane. The end. The Justice Crew presents Deathstar. A few years after the Justice Crew defeated the Dino Mutants, Lunatic Evil gets released from the book, then wreaks havoc on the city. It's up to Deathstar to stop Lunatic Evil once and for all. Darkness appears everywhere. Benjamin Mitkowski appears to be floating. Darkness everywhere. Everywhere I see. Benjamin laughs. If I ever get out, I will kill Deathstar and send her to hell. Because that's where she belongs, said Benjamin. A white light appears. Benjamin looks, then sees words. I'm in a book. If I'm in a book, I wonder what kind. Benjamin sees spells. I'm in a spell book. This must be how Deathstar trapped me. Inside here, I want out, bitch. Benjamin throws black orbs. Nothing. Benjamin growls, then looks up. Maybe if I can't get put, maybe I could suck out the spells. I wonder. Benjamin puts his hands through the page. Ink goes up Benjamin's arms. Benjamin's eyes turn pure black. Oh, this is good. And Quat. I discovered I'm on a bookshelf. Give me the power to free thyself. Let me leave too. Finish things undone. And have hell rise to have some fun. And Quat, said Benjamin. Light hits. Benjamin. Benjamin floats back, then growls. Michaela Kishbor appears in front of Benjamin. Benjamin goes through the hologram of Michaela. You may not leave this place, Lunatic Evil. The only way out is if the book is opened, said Michaela, disappearing. Opening the book, huh? I'll get out, bitch. And when I do, the Justice Crew and you will die, said Benjamin. A building appears. Michaela walking. Both Jeffrey Lewandowski and Steven Uravage appear to be putting suitcases into a car. "Hey, Michaela," said Steven. "Hello," said Michaela. "Hey, are you sure that you don't want to come to France? We'll be finding French girls," said Jeffrey. "I'm fine," said Michaela. "All right, keep the place in one piece," said Jeffrey. The car drives away. Michaela walks away. The mutant crawling on the wall. An arrow gets fired. The mutant moves. The arrow explodes. Melissa DeMarco appears, chasing the mutant, then fires an arrow. The mutant moves, then spits acid. Melissa moves, tumbles, then looks. The mutant jumps over Melissa. Melissa tries reaching for her bow. The mutant's nails grow, then swing. Melissa moves her head, grabs the bow, and then hits the mutant. The mutant falls off Melissa, then looks. Melissa points her bow and arrow. "You won't do it," said Ryan Hartman. Melissa fires the arrow. The mutant moves. Melissa fires another arrow. The arrow transforms into a net. The net wraps around the mutant. The mutant transforms into Ryan. "How was that shot?" asked Melissa. "Great." Melissa walks away. "Hey, a little help here," said Ryan. Melissa walks, then sees Michaela. "Hey Michaela, tomorrow me, Ryan, and Vel are heading on a mission. Do you want to come along? We always enjoy backup," said Melissa. "I'm good," said Michaela. "Well, I only ask because Jeffrey and Steven went to France for a while. We're heading on a mission in China, and Chris went to learn about the Lycans. You'll be all alone," said Melissa. "I like being alone. It's quiet, and no one can bother me," said Michaela, walking away. Ryan walks out. "What's up with Michaela?" asked Ryan. "She just wants to be alone," said Melissa. "Yeah, she was like that when she joined Evil's side," said Ryan. "Give her time. A person from the underworld doesn't really do well above ground," said Vel, appearing. "What do you know about the underworld?" asked Ryan. "Please, I'm the oldest of all of us. I know things that you think are myths or legends," said Vel, walking away. "Like what?" asked Ryan, following Vel. Melissa watches Michaela, then follows both Ryan and Vel. Michaela opens and then shuts her bedroom door. A chair gets pulled out. Michaela sits down, opens a book, and then looks at the bookshelf. A book gets pulled out. Michaela puts her hand on the cover, then gasps. Image of the city burning. Benjamin laughing. Michaela drops the book, picks it up, and then places it on the shelf. "Hey!" Michaela looks, then sees Colton. "Are you all right?" asked Colton. "You're," said Michaela. "Dead." "Yeah. I'm just in your mind. This happens to others from the underworld, seeing dead people they know." "You look worried," said Colton. "It's nothing," said Michaela. "I know when people are lying to me. I've had it since I was alive." Colton sits on their bed, then taps it. Michaela sits down. "Now, what is it?" asked Colton. "I don't know," said Michaela. Colton is looking at Michaela. "Michaela, remember when I said, and quote, we weren't so different, and quote, you might be from down there, but you are different," said Colton. "Is that a good or bad thing?" asked Michaela. "It's a wonderful thing, Michaela. People said, and quote, you were supposed to destroy the city, and quote, but you knew not to. You became part of the Justice Crew, and now, you fight for good. But most importantly, you proved those people wrong. Now, tell me what's wrong," said Colton. Lunatic evil. I think he's going to escape, said Michaela. Is he still trapped inside the book? Asked Colton. Yes, said Michaela. Well, just as long as no one gets it. Everything will be fine. Well, it's time for me to go, said Colton, standing up and then starting to walk. Colton, why do you have so much faith in me? Asked Michaela. I saw in you what Sabrina saw in me, said Colton. And what would that be? Asked Michaela. A kind spirit, someone who puts others first. Colton starts walking, then turns around. And let's not forget, a heart filled with love, said Colton. Disappearing. The sun rises. Melissa, Ryan, and Vel are loading up a van. I wish you could come with us, said Melissa. I would, but you know, said Michaela. Are you sure? We're going to see some Chinese people, plus eating Chinese food, said Ryan. I'm pretty sure it's called food to them, said Vel, putting the bag into the van. I'll be fine by myself, said Michaela. We'll miss you, said Melissa, hugging Michaela. Me too, said Michaela. I'll miss you more, though, said Ryan, hugging Michaela. All right, Ryan. Time's up, said Michaela. Just a little bit longer, whispered Ryan, getting punched in his stomach. Are you good now? Asked Melissa. Great, said Ryan, groaning. Vel approaches Michaela. If you need anything, you know where to find us, said Vel. I know, said Michaela, hugging Vel. Just relax and spend a few days enjoying the silence. We'll be back as soon as possible, said Vel. Van drives away. Michaela walks into the building. Night falls. Michaela is lying in her bed, continuously rolls around, then groans. Image of Benjamin laughing. Dark figures appear next to Benjamin. Michaela wakes up, then breathes heavily. The alarm goes off. Michaela grabs her hood. Cars are swerving. Evil laughter. Bob Huffman appears, then points his staff. A white light hits the police cars. Officers are pointing guns. No, 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 those guns aren't safe, said Bob, pointing his staff. Guns transform into toy guns. Bob laughs. Toy master, said Michaela. Oh, well, if it ain't Deathstar. Where are your little friends? Asked Bob. It's just me, said Michaela. Well, it won't be as much fun. But who cares? Said Bob, pointing his staff. A white light goes toward Michaela. Michaela moves, then throws a black orb. Bob moves, then points his staff. Mail comes from the mailbox, then hits Michaela. Bob laughs. Michaela stands up. You're going to pay for that, toy master, said Michaela, throwing a black orb. Bob moves. You need some new moves, said Bob, pointing his staff. A white light hits Michaela. Michaela goes through the window of the building. That hurt, said Michaela. Bob laughs. Who else wants to have playtime? Asked Bob. I do, said woman's voice number 1. Bob looks around. Who said that? Asked Bob. Down here. Bob looks down at his shadow. Bob's shadow starts dancing. Bob is watching in confusion. The shadow stops dancing. What? You don't like my dancing? How about this? Asked woman's voice number 1. The shadow punches Bob. Bob falls, then points his staff. The shadow runs. A white light is being fired. Michaela looks. Bob is continuously moving his staff. The shadow runs towards Bob, then slides underneath him. Bob points his staff down. A white light hits the road. The road underneath Bob collapses. Bob falls. Michaela lands next to the hole. Bob gets thrown up, then is tied. Michaela sees a shadow. The shadow pushes the button. Cloaking device disappears. Cassandra Carinante appears. Hi, I'm Cassandra, but you can call me Shadow. So, I think we should take him to jail, said Cassandra, snapping her fingers. Bob disappears. Where'd you send him? Asked Michaela. To jail, where he belongs, said Cassandra. Michaela goes to walk. Hey, do you know where I could find the Justice Crew building? Asked Cassandra. Why? Asked Michaela. I want to ask if I could join, said Cassandra. They're out of town. I'm the only one here, said Michaela. You are a member of the Justice Crew. Could I help you? Since they're out of town, asked Cassandra. Michaela looks at Cassandra. Why not? I'll need as much help as I can get, said Michaela. So, what's your name? Asked Cassandra. The building appears. This is it, said Michaela. It's a nice place you've got here. It's big. And you're the only one here, said Cassandra. Yes, said Michaela. Kinda big for only one person, said Cassandra. Yeah, but at least it's quiet. Well, it was, said Michaela, looking at Cassandra, then walking towards the building. The front door opens. Wow, I was right. This place is huge, said Cassandra. Michaela walking. Cassandra sees a picture. Cassandra, don't touch, said Michaela. Who are these people? Asked Cassandra. Old friends, said Michaela, continuing walking. The bedroom door opens. Whoa, you have a neat room. I love darkness, said Cassandra. That makes two of us, said Michaela. So, what are your powers? Asked Cassandra. Dead. I bring death, that's all. You need to know, said Michaela. Yeah, I was told the same thing. Parents, said Cassandra. I don't know. I never met mine, said Michaela. Why not? Asked Cassandra. They were killed by these creatures. Zentus. Fire breathers. They were Satan's army, said Michaela. That's horrible, said Cassandra. Yeah, so the guardians of the underworld sent me here, said Michaela. Well, at least you got away. That's the important part, said Cassandra. Yeah, but when I got here, I ran into a man named Lunatic Evil. He made me into something I was supposed to be, said Michaela. What were you supposed to be? Asked Cassandra. Something dangerous, so I left and came to the Justice Crew, said Michaela. Well, that's great, said Cassandra. Yeah, said Michaela. Whatever happened to Lunatic Evil? Asked Cassandra. He's gone, said Michaela. He's dead, said Cassandra. No. Michaela walks towards the bookshelf, then pulls out a book. I trapped him inside here, said Michaela. Can he escape? Asked Cassandra. No, someone would have to let him out, said Michaela. How? Asked Cassandra. By opening the book, said Michaela, putting the book on the shelf, turns around. Cassandra tasers Michaela. Michaela falls. Thank you, Deathstar. Cassandra grabs the book. But your time is over. It's time for evil to reign, said Cassandra. Michaela punches Cassandra. Cassandra hits Michaela with the book, then opens it. Michaela throws a black orb. Cassandra goes into the bookshelf. Michaela walks towards the book. Cassandra snaps her fingers. The book disappears, then reappears in Cassandra's hands. Michaela forms black light. Black light goes towards Cassandra, then hits the book. Explosion inside the room. Both Cassandra and Michaela hit the wall. Book lands. Both Cassandra and Michaela look. Cassandra exhales. The book opens. The floor is rumbling. The book rises. Ink falls from the book, then forms into Benjamin. The book falls. Man, it's great to be back, said Benjamin. Michaela groans, then stands up. Benjamin looks at Michaela. Benjamin, said Michaela. Hello, Deathstar. Benjamin looks at Cassandra. Shadow, it's been a long time, said Benjamin. Yes, it has, said Cassandra. You two know each other? Asked Michaela. We were together at one time, but we had a deal. If something ever happened to one of us, the other would help, said Benjamin. You used me, said Michaela. Duh. How do you expect me to choose between justice and evil? Asked Cassandra. Michaela goes to step. Benjamin throws electricity. Michaela goes through the window. Come on, babe, let's have some fun, said Benjamin. Both Benjamin and Cassandra disappear, then reappear on the roof of the hospital. So, what's first? Asked Cassandra. A spell, said Benjamin. And quot, ad satanas qui latifat juventutem meme. Veni omnipotens aetern. Diabolus. Pone diabolus, custodium and quot, said Benjamin. The ground rumbles, then cracks. Screeching in the distance. What's going on? Asked Cassandra. I summoned Satan's lizard army, said Benjamin. Lizard army, said Cassandra. Yes, Zentus and Zenthros, said Benjamin. Zenthros appear too. Be screeching, then running. Thumping in the distance. Zentus appear to be walking, then blowing. Fire. Benjamin smiling. Michaela is lying on the ground. Footsteps approaching. Colton kneels next to Michaela. So, I made a new enemy, I see. How are you feeling? Asked Colton. Shocked, said Michaela, moaning. Well, you know what you have to do, said Colton. I won't be able to beat him. He's gotten stronger, said Michaela. Because you put him in your spell book. Listen, the cities are being attacked by Zenthros and Zentus. You'll be able to stop them. I know you can. But just remember, you're not alone, said Colton, disappearing. In Michaela's mind. If you need anything, you know where to find us, said Vel. Michaela forms a portal. Melissa, Ryan, and Vel appear. Michaela makes another portal. Both Jeffrey and Stephen appear. Ow, what's going on? Asked Ryan. I need your help. Benjamin's back with some new help, said Michaela. Gunfire in the distance. All 6 see the city. Ah, I was just enjoying France, said Stephen. Justice crew, attack, said Vel. All 6 are running. Zenthros runs, then swings swords. Zentus is blowing fire. The fire goes through a portal. The portal appears next to Zentus. The fire blows out of the portal. Zentus, moaning. Velociraptor jumps at Zentus. Melissa is firing arrows. Zenthros falling. 5 Zenthros surround Jeffrey. Jeffrey smiles, then duplicates himself. Hundreds of Jeffreys appear, then attack Zenthros. Zentus is blowing fire. Smoke bombs get thrown into Zentus month. That'll keep your mouth shut, said Stephen. Zenthros screeching. Stephen pulls out his samurai sword. Zenthros swings blades. Ryan moves. You really want to fight me? Asked Ryan, transforming into the mutant. The mutant jumps at Zenthros. Both Benjamin and Cassandra are watching. Aren't you going to do something? Asked Cassandra. No. He never does, said Michaela. Look who came. I thought you'd be afraid, said Benjamin. I'm only afraid of what's going to happen to you, said Michaela. Benjamin throws electricity. Michaela moves, then throws a black orb. Benjamin blocks the black orb. Michaela gets tripped. Let's see you catch your shadow, said Cassandra. Michaela throws a black orb. Cassandra disappears. Benjamin throws electricity. Michaela falls. Just give up, Michaela. We're much stronger than you, said Benjamin. Both Benjamin and Cassandra form black orbs. Cassandra gets tackled. Dark Lycan appears. Cassandra looks, then goes to crawl. Dark Lycan bites Cassandra's right leg. Ben, help, said Cassandra, continuously being scratched. Cassandra, said Benjamin, being hit with a black orb. Zenthros are running back. They're retreating, said Melissa. Does this mean we won? Asked Stephen. Zentus appears, then goes to blow fire. Melissa fires an arrow. Zentus transforms into ice. Stephen throws bombs. Zentus explodes. Benjamin groans. It's over, Ben, said Michaela. What now? I go back to jail or into your book? Asked Benjamin. No, I have a better plan, said Michaela, touching Benjamin's chest. What? What a yo-are, said Benjamin. A yellow light goes up Michaela's arm. Benjamin screams. The yellow light disappears. Your punishment begins, said Michaela. What? Asked Benjamin. Being human, said Michaela. Walking away. You bitch, said Benjamin, throwing a knife. Dark Lycan jumps in front of Michaela. The knife goes into Dark Lycan. Michaela looks, then throws a black orb. Benjamin gets hit, then falls off the roof. Thudding sound. The ground shifts back. Michaela looks at Dark Lycan. Dark Lycan transforms into Christopher Kanya. Christopher pulls out the knife. Michaela looks. Colton appears, then smiles. All five are approaching. Let's go home, said Michaela. The end. The Justice Crew presents Gothem. Ian Chrysler is an average person with the love of magic. But when he keeps seeing this mysterious person, his world turns upside down. Ian Chrysler appears, walks onto a stage, then pulls out a coin. The coin goes into Ian's hand. Ian covers his hand, then opens it. The coin is gone. Ian opens his mouth. The coin appears on Ian's tongue. Ian bows. Well, that was wonderful, Mr. Chrysler. We'll decide if we want you for the talent show next, said teacher number 1. Ian walks off the stage. That was good, said Sabrina Cohen, appearing. Thanks. I really hope I get this, said Ian. You will. So what are you up to this weekend? Asked Sabrina. Working with my parents, said Ian. I bet they think your magic is cool, said Sabrina. Not really, because they think it's a waste of time, said Ian. Really? Said Sabrina. Well, I don't want to get into it, said Ian. Yeah, sure. Maybe I'll stop by at the restaurant, said Sabrina. Well, if you want to, you could. Maybe I'll ask them to give you a discount, said Ian. Really? Asked Sabrina. I can't promise anything, but, said Ian. It's all right, said Sabrina. Ian walks toward the car. The car beeps. Ian goes to open the driver door, then sees Benjamin Mitkowski. People are walking past. Benjamin's gone. Ian looks around, then gets into the car. The car starts, then drives away. The radio turns on. Ian singing. The light turns red. The car stops. Ian nods his head, then looks out. The passenger window. Benjamin appears to be sitting on the bus bench, then winks at Ian. The light turns green. A bus drives past. Benjamin's gone again. Ian looks around again. Horn honks. Car. Driving. Pulls into a driveway, then turns off. The driver door opens and then shuts. Ian starts walking toward the house, yelling from inside the house. Ian stops, then walks around the house. A bedroom window opens. Ian crawls through the window, then turns around. Mr. Chrysler appears. Why are you coming through the window? Asked Mr. Chrysler. Said Ian. Well, while you think about it, I need you at the restaurant until 8 o'clock on Saturday, said Mr. Chrysler. But tomorrow they're going to announce the entertainment for the school talent show, said Ian. Well, you'll need to skip it, especially since the restaurant's booked. I need you to be a waiter, said Mr. Chrysler. But, said Ian, being interrupted. No excuses, you're doing it, said Mr. Chrysler. All right, Mr. Chrysler walks out of the bedroom. Ian closes the door, then puts earbuds into his ears. Music playing. Ian lays down on his bed and then closes his eyes. Evil laughter is in Ian's mind. Ian opens his eyes, then sees darkness. Evil laughter continues. Ian sees a man in full black. Who are you? Asked Ian. The man turns his head. Benjamin appears, then smiles. Soon, you'll be mine, said Benjamin, throwing a black orb. Ian opens his eyes, then sits up. Earbuds get taken out. Tapping on the window. Ian looks, then sees Sabrina. The window opens. Are you all right? Asked Sabrina. Yeah, I'm fine. What's up? Asked Ian. Got any plans for tomorrow? Asked Sabrina. Not that I know of, said Ian. Cool, because I found out a circus is in town. It doesn't open until Saturday. But tomorrow night, we sneak in, said Sabrina. I don't know, said Ian, yelling in the distance. Would you rather be here? Asked Sabrina. Good point. Tomorrow night, said Ian. All right, see you tomorrow, said Sabrina, walking away. Ian smiles, then shuts the window. Benjamin's reflection appears in the window. Ian turns around. Benjamin's gone. Ian looks at the window, then back. Who the hell is that? Asked Ian, shutting the shades. Benjamin looks at the house, then smiles. Soon, you'll be mine, said Benjamin, disappearing. Bell rings. Teacher number 1 hangs up a piece of paper. Ian is watching. Sabrina approaches. Hey, said Sabrina. Hey, Sabrina, said Ian. What's he putting up? Asked Sabrina. The entertainment for the talent show, said Ian. Let's hope you get it, said Sabrina. It doesn't matter. If I get it or not, I'll have to miss it, said Ian. Why? Asked Sabrina. My father's making me work at the restaurant, said Ian. Teacher number 1 walks away. Ian approaches, then looks at the paper. So? Asked Sabrina. Like I said, and quat. It doesn't matter and quat, said Ian. Walking away. Sabrina looks at the paper, then sees Ian's name. Ian continues walking, then gets to the car. Benjamin appears next to a tree. Ian looks. Benjamin smiles. Hey Ian, wait up, said Sabrina, approaching. Do you see that guy? Asked Ian. Sabrina looks. Benjamin's gone. What guy? Asked Sabrina. Never mind, let's get to the circus, said Ian. We need to wait until night, so we don't get caught, said Sabrina. All right, I'll see you tonight, said Ian. The car drives away. Sabrina looks at the tree. The car pulls into the driveway. The driver door opens, then gets pushed shut. I need you to go to the store for me, said Mr. Chrysler. Why can't you? Asked Ian. I have things to do, said Mr. Chrysler. All right, what do you need? Asked Ian. Mr. Chrysler hands a paper to Ian. There and back, no wasting time, said Mr. Chrysler, walking towards the house. The car drives away. A store appears. The car pulls into the parking lot, then turns off. Ian is walking down an aisle, puts an item into the cart, then looks. Benjamin appears at the end of the aisle. Ian walks toward Benjamin. Benjamin walks away. Ian stops at the end of the aisle and doesn't see Benjamin. Where'd he? Asked Ian, being interrupted. Soon, you will be mine, said Benjamin's voice, echoing. Ian is lying on his bed. What does that mean? Asked Ian, tapping on the window. Ian opens the window. Are you ready? Asked Sabrina. Yeah, said Ian, crawling through the window. You seem down. Is something wrong? Are your parents fighting again? Asked Sabrina. They're always fighting, but that's not the reason, said Ian. Then what is it? Asked Sabrina. I keep seeing someone all in black, and he says, and quat, soon, you will be mine and quat, said Ian. That's creepy. I hope you don't run into him, said Sabrina. That's the odd thing. I see him, then he disappears. Almost like he was never there, said Ian. That is odd and creepy. Lights appear in the distance. Hey, I think we were almost there, said Sabrina. Both Ian and Sabrina continue walking, talking. From a distance, both Ian and Sabina kneel, then see Evan Wasilewski and Joey Stearns. Why does that guy have sunglasses on at night? Whispered Ian. What about the woman with spikes in her back? Whispered Sabrina. Good point, whispered Ian. Kyle Avarts, Richard Hardy, Bill Borowski, and Shirley Pierantoni appear. He looks like a kid, whispered Sabrina. It can't be. He has tattoos everywhere. The others look pretty normal, whispered Ian. Richard's arm stretches, fixes the light bulb, then goes back. You may have spoken too soon, whispered Sabrina. Bill looks. Both Ian and Sabrina duck, then peek back up. All six are walking away. They're leaving, whispered Ian. Let's follow them, whispered Sabrina. Ian grabs Sabrina's arm. Are you kidding me? We just saw a woman with spikes in her back and a man who can stretch his arm, plus a kid with tattoos. And let's not forget the guys wearing sunglasses at night. I'm thinking this ain't no circus, whispered Ian. Oh, stop being such a downer, whispered Sabrina, walking towards the tent. Sabrina walks around the corner, and quat, let's sneak into the circus, and quat, great idea, whispered Ian. Sabrina is kneeling next to the tent. Ian appears. Is your heart beating as fast as mine? Whispered Sabrina. No, my heart's used to this. I always sneak into places without anybody knowing, whispered Ian. Yeah, this is exciting, isn't it? Whispered Sabrina. Hey, if you want, we could break into my neighbor's house tomorrow, whispered Ian. Let's just see how tonight goes, whispered Sabrina. Shadows moving inside the tent. The front flap moves. Both Ian and Sabrina look inside the tent. All six are sitting. The lights go out. Smoke appears, then forms into Benjamin. Oh my God, whispered Ian. What? Whispered Sabrina. That's the guy I've been seeing, whispered Ian. Smoke fades. My friends, for years we've been trying to find the one who's been missing. The scroll says that a tattoo, a cyclops, an animal, a flexibile, a banshee, a beast, a warlock, and a magician would rise. Friends, I may have found him, said Benjamin. Both Ian and Sabrina are slowly walking backwards. Did you hear that? They need a magician. And it could be you, whispered Sabrina. Please be kidding, whispered Ian. Why? Whispered Sabrina. I've been seeing that guy wherever I go. And you want me to team up with him? Hang on while I check your and quat. Crazy. Box and quat, whispered Ian. What's crazy about that? Asked Bill. See, he agrees, said Sabrina. Both Ian and Sabrina walk backwards. All six appear in front of the tent. I think we made the wrong turn. Let's go, said Ian. Both Ian and Sabrina turn around. Benjamin appears. Ian Chrysler is a boy, a guy, and a man. The magician, said Benjamin. I have no idea what you're talking about, said Ian. Benjamin slowly walks around both Ian and Sabrina. Ian, you're a magician, right? Asked Benjamin. Yes, said Ian. Have you been mistreated, pushed around, and felt invisible? Benjamin looks at Sabrina. I know you have, said Benjamin. What? Asked Ian. Nothing, said Sabrina. Benjamin smiles. Ian, it says in the historical scroll, 8 mutants come together to end the world. You are the 8th member we need, said Benjamin. No way. I'm only a rookie magician, said Ian. Ian, you are the magician. You can't take that away. So, either join us or you will be forced to, said Benjamin. You can't force me to do anything. Come on, Sabrina, said Ian. No one walks away from lunatic evil, said Benjamin, pointing his staff. A black light goes towards both Ian and Sabrina. Both Ian and Sabrina duck. After them, said Benjamin. All 6 are chasing both Ian and Sabrina. Both Ian and Sabrina are running. A laser beam is being fired from Evan's eyes. Keep going, said Ian, throwing a coin. The coin grows. What's that? Asked Sabrina. My ride. Hop on, said Ian. Both Ian and Sabrina jump onto the giant coin. The giant coin flies away. Richard's arm stretches, he grabs the giant coin, and then he pulls himself up. Sabrina screams. You must not run, said Richard. You're right, said Ian. Richard grabs Ian's shirt. Decks of cards fall. Both Ian and Sabrina disappear. Richard looks. The giant coin goes into a tree. Richard groans, then falls. Footsteps running. That was a great trick, said Sabrina. Thanks. Both Ian and Sabrina stop. Bill appears. Shit, said Ian. This way, said Sabrina. Both Kyle and Shirley appear. That's a little better, said Ian. Hats oye. It'll said Kyle. He has a lisp, said Sabrina. Shirley transforms into sea beast, then snarls. A tattoo of a snake comes off Kyle's arm, then hisses. Bill inhales, then exhales. Ian raises ground. Scream echoes, all covering their ears. The ground breaks. All fall. Bill closes his mouth. Both Sea Beast and the tattoo of a snake go towards both Ian and Sabrina. Ian throws smoke pellets. Both Sea Beast and the tattoo of a snake collide with Bill. Kyle looks. You got them, said Sabrina. Gothem, said Kyle, following. Ian goes to throw bombs. Don't hurt him, said Sabrina. Ian pulls out pellets, then throws them. Kyle approaches, then falls. Sabrina picks up Kyle. What are you doing? Asked Ian. Bringing him with us, said Sabrina. Ian sees the ground moving towards them. Duck, said Ian. Hedgehog jumps out of the ground. Both Ian and Sabrina duck. Hedgehog stops, turns around, and then rolls towards both Ian and Sabrina. Do you have a plan? Asked Sabrina. Ian's eyes turn white. The ground rises. Hedgehog goes flying. All five. Or approaching? Shit. Any ideas? Because here they come, said Ian. Touch my hand, said Sabrina. Ian touches Sabrina's hand. All three disappear. All five are approaching. Where'd they go? Asked Bill. They must have gotten away, said Evan. And they took ink, said Joey. Sea beast roars. Now, what do we do? Asked Richard. Benjamin flies up. We'll find them, and when we do, we'll be able to start the process. The world will be ours, said Benjamin. All five are walking away. Benjamin looks down, turns around, smiles, and then flies away. All three reappear. What the hell? How couldn't they see us? Asked Ian. I'll explain everything tomorrow, said Sabrina. Ian grabs Sabrina's arm. You explain now, said Ian. All right, follow me, said Sabrina. Both Ian and Sabrina are walking. A treehouse appears. What is that? Asked Ian. A treehouse, said Sabrina. I thought we were going to your house, said Ian. This is my house, said Sabrina. You live here? Asked Ian. Yes, said Sabrina. What happened to your parents? Asked Ian. They died. Come on, I'll show you around, said Sabrina. The door opens. Nice place. So, what happened back there? Asked Ian. When my parents were alive, they were scientists. They did tests on invisibility. One day, the lab was attacked. I hid in one of the pods. Well, someone ended up pushing the button. I didn't remember anything until I woke up. But when that happened, no one saw me. That's when I knew I was a mutant, said Sabrina. Kyle moaning. Tomorrow, we'll figure something out, said Ian. That's a good idea, said Sabrina. Kyle wakes up. Gothem, said Kyle. What? Asked Ian. Gothem, said Kyle. Gothem, said Ian. Is that your name? Asked Sabrina. NK, said Kyle, pointing to himself. Ink, right, said Sabrina. Kyle nods. Gothem, said Kyle, pointing to Ian. Gothem, said Ian. Gether, said Kyle. Gothem. That's weird, said Ian. I think he's actually saying, and quat. Gotham and quat, said Sabrina. Gotham. I like it, said Ian. Rumbling in the distance. Whoa, said Sabrina. What the hell is going on? Asked Ian. Both Ian and Sabrina look out the window. The lights flicker in the distance. That's where the circus was, said Sabrina. What do you think they're doing? Asked Ian. I don't know, said Sabrina. Kyle looks out the window. Officy, said Kyle. Officy, prophecy. They're doing it now, said Sabrina. I thought they needed everyone, said Ian. Are we sure they just needed you? Asked Sabrina. I don't know, but usually prophecies require a sacrifice, said Ian. Not blood prophecies, said Sabrina. What do you mean? Asked Ian. Some blood prophecies just need blood. Even just a little bit, said Sabrina. I don't understand, said Ian. Here, said Sabrina, grabbing a book. Hey, that's my book. I thought I lost it, said Ian. I took it. The book opens. Pages flipping. Here it is. And quat. Rise of an army and quat, said Sabrina. What about it? Asked Ian. It says, and quat, a warlock summoning Satan's army with the blood of a tattoo, cyclops, an animal, a flexible, a banshee, a beast, and a magician and quat, said Sabrina. Why would they help him make an army rise? If they need to give blood? Asked Ian. I don't think they know. They might be possessed, said Sabrina. Possessed, like being controlled? Asked Ian. Yeah, said Sabrina. Yeah, but what happens if we get them out of his possession? How do we know they won't turn on us? Asked Ian. OD. Ends. OD, said Kyle. Friends. Good, said Sabrina. Kyle nods. Whatever, if we save them and they turn on us, don't blame me, said Ian, starting to walk. Should we bring him? Asked Sabrina. I guess. It looks like he could take care of himself, said Ian. What's the plan? Asked Sabrina. Maybe we can knock some sense into them. They could help, said Ian. All 5 are standing in a circle. The lights continue flashing. It's almost time, said Benjamin, pouring the blood onto the ground. The ground is slowly sinking. Benjamin smiles, then starts chanting. Ink hits Benjamin. Benjamin goes through the tent, then groans. Your time's over, lunatic evil, said Ian. So, the runt got out of my possession spell. But you'll need more than that for the others, said Benjamin, pointing his staff. All 5 look at all 3 of them. Richard's arm stretches, then he punches Ian. Hedgehog rolls towards Kyle. Kyle transforms into Ink. Hedgehog goes through the tent. Ink transforms into Kyle. A laser beam hits Kyle. Evan gets punched. Sea Beast gets punched. Bill inhales, then goes to exhales. A sock goes into Bill's mouth. Be quiet, said Sabrina, tripping Bill. Evan switches his sunglasses to heat vision, sees Sabrina, then presses the side of his sunglasses. A laser beam hits Sabrina. Richard grabs Ian, then goes to punch him. Abracadabra, said Ian, disappearing. Where'd you go? Asked Richard. Alakazam, said Ian, swinging a pole. The pole hits Richard in the head, then he falls. A black light hits Ian. You're pathetic. You should have joined us, said Benjamin. Evan slowly puts his finger next to his sunglasses. Richard looks, then stretches his arm. Evan gets punched, then knocks his head off the ground. Benjamin throws a black orb. The black orb hits Richard. Bill spits out the sock in his mouth, then inhales. Ian sees Evan on the ground, crawls towards him, then presses the button on his sunglasses. A laser beam hits Bill. Bill gets hit, then screams. Scream echoes, all covering their ears. Bill stops screaming. Both Joey and Sea Beast shake their heads. What the hell? Lunatic evil, said Evan. You're too late. Hell's army will rise, said Benjamin. Forming a portal. Ian forms a portal, jumps through, and then tackles Benjamin from the other side. You're not going anywhere, said Ian. All 8 surround Benjamin. Did you forget? I'm stronger than all of you, said Benjamin, slamming the staff down. All 8 fall. Benjamin forms another portal. Ian jumps, then grabs the staff. Both Benjamin and Ian are groaning. The portal disappears. Both Benjamin and Ian fall. Ian groans, then looks. Benjamin stands up, looks at Ian, and forms a black orb. Ian turns around, then looks. A black barrier appears. Ian forms a portal. underneath Evan. Evan appears behind the black barrier. Use your eye shot, said Ian. I can't get a shot, said Evan. Hit the staff, said Ian, forming a portal. Evan goes through the portal, then presses the side of his sunglasses. A laser beam breaks the staff. The black orb disappears. All 8 look at Benjamin. Benjamin looks. The ground shifts back. Benjamin looks at Ian. I'll be back, said Benjamin. I'll be waiting, said Ian. Benjamin disappears. I want to thank you, lunatic. Evil will return. Let me introduce my team. Ink, Sea Beast, Hedgehog, Rubber Band, Supersonic, and I'm Cataracts. We call ourselves the Justice Crew West, said Evan. I'm Gothem. This is the Invisible Woman, said Ian. You know, we're looking for people. We can't be everywhere. We'd appreciate it if you could help recruit others, said Evan. All right, said Sabrina. But where do we do it? Asked Ian. I know a place, said Evan. A building appears. Both Ian and Sabrina are walking. This place will be great, said Sabrina. And you both could stay here too, said Evan. Footsteps approaching. Here are our new recruits, said Richard. Guys meet Portal, Multiple, Static, Red, Arrow, and Samurai, said Evan. Hi, I'm Gothem, said Ian. All 7 shaking hands. Another building appears. They think it's over. It's just the beginning, said Benjamin, looking at John Clausen, Michaela Kishbor, Ryan Hartman, Joseph Badowski, Brandon Schenk, Joseph Johnson, and Kyle Zendarski, then laughing. The end. The Justice Crew presents Dark Lycan. Christopher Canier goes on a mission to see if there's any more Lycans in the world. But what he discovers might be the end of his clan. At the beginning, Lycans ruled most of the land. There was a battle that was fought. A group called the Clan attacked us, tried to erase us for good. The 2 leaders, Adrian Sidney Head and Shirley Pomers, also known as Reaper and Red Devil, are descendants of the Grim Reaper and Satan. The clan weren't the only ones who attacked us. They summoned help from the vampires and wary hyenas. I know what you are thinking. Vampires. You should have known, especially since I'm a Lycan. We thought we could win. But, to our knowledge, they were immortal. The clan killed the Lycans. All of them. I barely survived. After the battle, I limped for 2.5 days. Until someone found me. Kelsey Turek. Or Rapid. She told me she could help. Then that's when I discovered the Justice Crew. I teamed up with them to take out the clan's leaders. And now, I'm on a journey to find more Lycans, said Christopher. A building appears. Maps appear. The buttons on the keyboard are being pressed. Maps. Zoom in. Christopher Canier appears, then writes on a piece of paper. The buttons continue to be pressed. Knocking on the bedroom door. Hey Chris, do you want to play some ball? Asked Stephen. No, said Christopher. Are you sure? It's me, Jeffrey, and Melissa against Vel, Ryan, and Michaela, said Stephen. I said. And Quat? No, and Quat, yelled Christopher. All right, don't bite my head off, said Stephen. He's going through a tough time. He lost a friend against the Dino Mutants, said Vel. We all did, said Michaela. Christopher continues typing. The image gets zoomed in. Christopher writes down our symbol. The paper gets folded and then placed in Christopher's pocket. Christopher sees a figure in the background, then enhances the image. A giant paw appears behind the support beam. What the hell is that? Asked Christopher. What the hell is what? Asked Michaela Kishbaugh, appearing. Christopher shuts his laptop. Nothing. What's up? Asked Christopher. Nothing's up with me. But something's up with you, said Michaela. What do you mean? Asked Christopher. Chris, I know. When people lie to me, I can feel their heartbeat, said Michaela. How? Asked Christopher. Colton taught me how to do that before but your heart's beating a lot faster than usual. I may not like being close to people, but if my friends are in trouble, I want to help, said Michaela. I'm trying to search for Lycans, but I can't seem to find it anywhere. I could feel something there, out there somewhere. And, said Christopher, being interrupted. You're going to leave, said Michaela. Christopher looks at Michaela. I have to. I need to see if there's any others out there, said Christopher. I understand. Michaela is walking towards the bedroom door, then stops. Chris, I just want you to know. We may not be Lycans, but we are still your family, said Michaela. A dresser drawer opens. Christopher puts clothes into a suitcase, grabs more from the drawer, then turns around. Vel appears. Hey Vel, said Christopher. I see you're packing, said Vel. Yeah, I need to go for a while. I got stuff to figure out, said Christopher. All right. When will you be back? Asked Vel. Christopher shuts the drawer. I don't know, said Christopher, picking up his suitcase and then starting to walk. Is it that you don't know if you'll be back? Or that you don't know if you'll come back? Asked Vel. Christopher stops. I actually don't know that answer. All I can say is that I may or may not come back. It depends on how long the search takes. Days, weeks, months, maybe even years, said Christopher. Christopher, I may know where you could start. I know someone who could help. Vel writes on a piece of paper. But you may not like what you find, said Vel, handing the paper to Christopher. Christopher grabs the paper. Thank you, Vel, said Christopher. Just like I said. And quat. Just be careful and quat, said Vel, patted Christopher's back and then walked away. Christopher smiles, then looks at the paper. A rundown building appears. Footsteps walking. The clan appears. You know, I thought after Adrian died, maybe we'd die too, said Rex. Yeah, especially since he had our souls, said John. The lights are flickering. The damn electrical panel. Why are we in hiding? Asked Bernard. You know the crew's looking for us. If they do find us, they'll take us to jail, said Carlotta. The lights are flickering again, then going out. I'll check the breakers, said Clarence, walking then stopping. James McMore appears. Turn around and go back. Clarence turns around, then walks back. James approaches. Hello, clan, said James. Who the hell are you? Asked Claire Morris. Is this how you treat your guests? Asked James. Who are you? Asked Seymour. My name is James McMore, but you can call me Phantom, said James, walking around the room. What do you want? Asked Seth. I'm here because I need your help, said James. Help with what? Asked Rex. To go to Beijing, said James. What the hell is in Beijing? Asked John. A secret tomb? I need to get to it, said James. Then go to Beijing yourself, said Bernard. I would, but the tomb is being protected. That's why I need you, said James. You need decoys, right? Asked Carlotta. You're catching on quickly, Komodo, said James. What's in it for us? Asked Clarence. A bargain. I like that. You help me, I'll give you your souls back, said James. I thought Adrian had them, said Claire Morris. Nope, I did. So, do we have a deal? Asked James. What's in the tomb that's so important? Asked Seymour. James smiles. Beijing. A car is driving, then stops. The door opens. Christopher appears. The door shuts. Taxi driver number 1 speaks a different language. Christopher hands money. The taxi drives away. Christopher sees a building on the hill, looks at the paper, and then walks up the staircase. Hammering in the distance. Christopher looks, then walks over. Hammering continues. Christopher turns the corner, then sees feet. Excuse me, I'm looking for someone, said Christopher. Hang on, sir, who are you looking for? Asked woman number 1's voice. Caitlin of Arts, said Christopher. A woman comes out from underneath the table. Caitlin of Arts appears. I'm her, said Caitlin E. Hi, I'm Christopher Canier, said Christopher, putting out his hand. Caitlin E. shakes Christopher's hand. It's nice to meet you. So, what can I do for you? Chris asked Caitlin E. I'm on a search for Lycans. People say they're extinct. I know there's more out there, said Christopher. Caitlin E. looks at Christopher. You're a Lycan, aren't you? Asked Caitlin E. Yes, whispered Christopher. I can't help you, said Caitlin E., walking away. Katie, why not? Asked Christopher. I just can't, said Caitlin E., shutting the door. Christopher knocks on their door. I was told you could help me. A friend told me you knew about the Lycans, said Christopher. Sighing. The door opens. Who recommended me? Asked Caitlin E. Velociraptor, said Christopher. Caitlin E. looks around, then opens the door more. Come in. Christopher walks inside. The door shuts. Please, sit. Christopher sits in a chair. Want a drink? Asked Caitlin E. No, just tell me about what you know, said Christopher. Well, you heard about the battle between the Lycans and the clan, right? Asked Caitlin E. I was in that battle. They won because they had help from the vampires and wary hyenas. Damn backstabbers, said Christopher. Chris, I'm a wary hyena, said Caitlin E. What? Wait. If you're a wary hyena, why are you willing to help me? Asked Christopher. I wasn't at first, until you told me Vel sent you, said Caitlin E. How do you know Vel? Asked Christopher. After your battle with the dino mutants, he started a training facility. Sends kids with powers to it. So, he brought us here, said Caitlin E. But what happened with the vampires and were hyenas? Because a few years ago, the Justice crew fought the clan. How come there weren't any of you in the fight? Asked Christopher. After the battle, the clan turned on us. Killed most of us. Only a few survived, and then they went into hiding. But we found a sanctuary, the training facility. We were welcomed there. Did you kill the clan? Asked Caitlin E. Only Adrian died. The rest escaped, said Christopher. So, I think we should get going, said Caitlin E. Go where? Asked Christopher. We're going to the training facility, said Caitlin E. Are there more Lycans there? Asked Christopher. No, said Caitlin E. Then why are we going there? Asked Christopher. That's where you'll get your answers, said Caitlin E. How would a training facility give me answers? Asked Christopher. Do you know where the Lycans came from? Asked Caitlin E. Yeah, they came from Ireland, said Christopher. That's why we're going to the training facility. Because that's not the beginning of the Lycans, said Caitlin E. How do you know it predates the Irish Lycans? asked Christopher. Chris, didn't anyone ever tell you? Something always predates history. You're going to find out about the Lycans. Even if you don't like what you find out, said Caitlin E. Why do people keep saying that? Asked Christopher. Footsteps walking. Caitlin E. looks back at Christopher. So, how do you become part of the Justice Crew? Caitlin E. After the battle, I was found by a person I knew. Kelsey Turek. She healed me. Then, after a while, we heard about the crew. So before we decided to watch them for a while, we introduced ourselves. After fighting the clan, that's when we joined, said Christopher. I'm surprised you're doing this. Trying to find more Lycans, said Caitlin E. Well, I'm just trying to find my family, said Christopher. Oh, that's nice, said Caitlin E. How about you? Asked Christopher. After my parents got to the training facility, my mom died giving birth, said Caitlin E. What about your father? Asked Christopher. He died once we got to the training facility. He got injured while the clan turned on us, said Caitlin E. Sorry to hear that, said Christopher. We're almost there, said Caitlin E. Both Christopher and Caitlin E. continue walking. This place is pretty far, said Christopher. Well, we needed to hide it. Just in case someone found us, said Caitlin E. Very smart to do, said Christopher. Both Christopher and Caitlin E. stop, then see a building. There it is. Come on. I'll introduce you to everyone, said Caitlin E. Both Christopher and Caitlin E. are walking towards the building. Danielle Tattersall appears to be watering plants. Who's that? Asked Christopher. Danielle Tattersall. She's one that helps us train. Hey Danielle, this is Chris, said Caitlin E. Hi, Dark Lycan, said Danielle. You know me? Asked Christopher. Yes, call me Aqua, said Danielle, putting her hand over the plants. Water comes from Danielle's hand, then onto plants. Neat power, said Christopher. Thanks. The others are inside, said Danielle. Both Christopher and Caitlin E. are walking towards the building. People are walking around. Caitlin, said Courtney of Arts, appearing, then hugs Caitlin E. Courtney, I want you to meet Christopher Kania. Chris, this is my sister, Courtney, said Caitlin E. Nice to meet you, said Courtney. You're a vampire. I can smell your stench, said Christopher. Yeah, when I was bit. Luckily, it saved me, said Courtney. Christopher shakes Courtney's hand, then feels warmth. If you're a vampire, why is your hand warm? Asked Christopher. Well, when I was born, I came out as a mutant. I have the power of fire, said Courtney. And you're a vampire? But you can't burn yourself? Asked Christopher. No, I call myself Vampiro, said Courtney, forming fireballs. Courtney, what did I say about using your powers inside? Asked Danielle. Only on the target rang, said Courtney. Fireballs disappear. Danielle, where's Alex and Kate? Asked Caitlin E. Where else could they be? Asked Danielle. Swords collide. Alexander Hardy appears, then struggles. Caitlin Blockus appears, then moves. Alexander falls, stands up, and then runs at Caitlin B. Caitlin B. trips Alexander. Alexander growls, then runs at Caitlin B. again. Caitlin B. blocks the sword, flips Alexander, then points the sword. You're dead. Now, do you know what you did wrong? Asked Caitlin B. My anger got the best of me, said Alexander. Very good, said Caitlin B. standing up and holding out her hand. Alexander grabs Caitlin B.'s hand and then stands up. Hey, Katie, this is Christopher, said Caitlin E. Hello, this is Alex, said Caitlin B. Call me Arsenal, said Alexander. Walking away. He seems friendly, said Christopher. He's just mad that I beat him. So, what brings you here? Asked Caitlin B. I'm looking for information on the Lycans, said Christopher. Caitlin B. looks at Christopher. You're a Lycan. I thought they went extinct, said Caitlin B. I have a feeling there's more out there. Kate here said, and quot. This place had information and quot, said Christopher. There's no information here on them, said Caitlin B. Well, maybe you know another place? Asked Christopher. There's no other Lycans, said Caitlin B. Christopher pulls out the paper, then hands it to Caitlin B. Do you know this symbol? Asked Christopher. Caitlin B. looks at the picture. Kate and Courtney, go get something to eat. Both Courtney and Caitlin E. are walking away. This symbol is for a Lycan. The biggest Lycan who ever lived, said Caitlin B. Where is it? Asked Christopher. Follow me quietly, said Caitlin B. Both Christopher and Caitlin B. are walking. Caitlin B. pushes a brick. The wall shifts. Stairs appear. Both Christopher and Caitlin B. are walking downstairs. Caitlin B. grabs a torch. Where are we? Asked Christopher. Under the building, said Caitlin B. The light is shining. Christopher sees the giant Lycan, the giant bat, and the giant were hyena. What the hell are those? Asked Christopher. Those three are the very first of their kind. They were sealed down here for generations, said Caitlin B. Christopher looks, sees the support beam, then remembers the image. This is the place. So, when you said, and quot, there's no more Lycans, and quot, was that true? Asked Christopher. Yes, I'm sorry, said Caitlin B. What happens if these three wake up? Asked Christopher. It would be the end of the world, said Caitlin B. How'd they get sealed up? Asked Christopher. They were put to sleep, said Caitlin B., and they were sealed down here. What happened to the one who put them to sleep? Asked Christopher. He died after, said Caitlin B. So, if they wake up, nothing will stop them. Asked Christopher. Nothing on earth could stop them, said Caitlin B. Explosion from above. Both Christopher and Caitlin B. are running. The building is burning. People screaming. Both Christopher and Caitlin B. stop. What's happening? Asked Caitlin E. I don't know, said Courtney. Magma balls are being thrown. Alexander moves both Courtney and Caitlin E. Thanks, said Caitlin E. Pay attention, said Alexander, peeking out, seeing Seth, then pulling out his sword. Where are you going? Asked Courtney. Fighting, said Alexander, running towards Seth. Danielle is throwing water. Rex hits people, then approaches Danielle. Courtney looks, then throws fireballs. Rex falls. Seymour Caesar. Picture of a Tyrannosaurus Rex. The Tyrannosaurus Rex appears and roars. Both Christopher and Caitlin B. stop. The training facility, said Caitlin B. Let's worry about that later, said Christopher, transforming into Dark Lycan and then jumping. Razors appear on Caitlin B.'s arms. All fighting. James looks at Clarence. Where are they? Asked James. Underneath the building, said Clarence. You've been a good help, said James, grabbing Clarence and then putting his soul back. Clarence falls, turns old, and then becomes a skeleton. James disappears, reappears in the building, then walks downstairs. Dark Lycan growls, then follows James. Alex, said Danielle. Alexander runs over. The wall is being hit. Footsteps walking. The three original species. It's time to wake up, said James. I don't think so, said Christopher, jumping at James. James moves. You can't win against me, said James. Let's find Christopher being hit by a black light. Then, slowly standing up, a black light hits Dark Lycan again. Dark Lycan goes through the support beam. Now, where was I? Asked James, closing his eyes, forming a black orb, opening his eyes. A black, then he throws the orb. Explosion in distance. Pieces of concrete fall in front of James. A giant bat screeches, then flies around. A giant wary hyena growls. A giant Lycan howls. James forms a black orb, then throws it up. The ground explodes. All three go through the hole. All five are kneeling next to a wall. The wall explodes. The giant bat flies through the hole, and both the giant Lycan and the wary hyena jump out of the hole. The giant Lycan howls. Shit, said Caitlin. James appears in front of the clan. What the hell is that? Asked Seth. My army. Oh, by the way, you're fired, said James, dropping souls. The clan falls, turns old, and then becomes skeletons. Alexander pulls out his bow and arrow, then aims it at James. The arrow fires. James catches the arrow. Fuck, said Alexander. James throws the arrow down, then forms a black orb. Dark Lycan jumps at James. Both Dark Lycan and James are fighting. The giant Lycan is sniffing. All five are hiding. The roof gets broken. The giant Lycan sees the group and then tries biting them. Danielle throws water. The giant Lycan whines, then falls. The giant wary hyena growls. Caitlin transforms into a wary hyena, then jumps at the giant wary hyena. The giant wary hyena growls. The giant bat flies towards all four of them. All four move. The giant bat's head goes through a window. Caitlin swings razors. The giant bat being cut then hits Caitlin with its head. Dark Lycan goes through the wall. We need a plan, said Danielle. How about killing them? Asked Christopher. With what? Asked Courtney. Wary hyena goes into the wall. The giant wary hyena growls. I got an idea, said Christopher, running underneath the giant wary hyena. The giant wary hyena follows. James throws black light. Dark Lycan moves, then runs at James. James forms a black orb and throws it. Dark Lycan jumps over both the black orb and James. The black orb hits the giant wary hyena, then explodes. Smoke clears. The giant wary hyena lays still. And quat? No, and quat, yelled James. Dark Lycan hits James. James lands next to the staircase, stands up, and then runs downstairs. Dark Lycan follows. All five run. The giant bat screeches, then flies towards all five of them. All four duck. Alexander pulls out an arrow, then presses the button. The arrow is beeping. Alex, said Caitlin. The giant bat flies towards all five of them again, then opens its mouth. Alexander fires an arrow. The arrow goes into the giant bat's mouth. Alexander ducks. The giant bat flies away, then explodes. Nice shot, said Courtney. The giant Lycan howls. All five run downstairs. James is limping. It's over, James, said Christopher. You must be stupid. Turning your back, said James. No. I just know when to stop, said Christopher. I won't ever stop. I'll always be the troubled one, said James. Come with me. The Justice crew could help, said Christopher, putting his hand out. James reaches for Christopher's hand. Footsteps approaching. James sees the group. No, said James, touching Christopher's chest. Christopher gets shocked by a black light, then falls. Alexander points his bow and arrow. Alex. Don't, said Caitlin B. Come on, kid. Let's see what you got, said James. The arrow fires. James catches the arrow again, then throws it. The arrow goes into Alexander's side. Alexander falls. No, said Danielle. All four run at James. James throws a black light. All four fall. No one can stop me. I'm immortal, said James. The giant Lycan appears behind James. James looks, gets hit, lands into the concrete wall, then gasps. If we knock that out, it'll crush him, said Courtney. Danielle grabs the arrow, presses the button, and then throws the arrow using water. The arrow hits the support beam. The giant Lycan growls, then goes to bite Danielle. Christopher moves Danielle. The arrow in the support beam explodes. All six duck, then cough. Cracking noise. Rocks falling. We need to leave, said Caitlin B. Both Alexander and Christopher are being pulled. Rocks are crushing. James. All six are running upstairs. The giant Lycan stands up, then runs towards all six of them. Rock falls, then hits giant Lycan. The giant Lycan's head snaps at all six of them. All six run out of the building. The building collapses. Well, now we don't have a place to live, said Caitlin B. Christopher groans. Yes, you do, said Christopher. A door opens. All look, then see all six walking. Christopher smiles. The end.